chinchilla Eagles sweater on. That's crazy.
Come on, and he put the shades on indoors. This nigga's different.
He acting very different.
Well, you move different when you just don't lose.
That 4-0 is
being honest.
That 4-0 is
that 4-0 feeling. You know what I'm saying? I set out to buy something new every single week. This is week 3. This is week 4. Week 5. I'm definitely copping something. Arizona ain't shit, bro. I'm sorry, yo. We pulling up in Arizona and
definitely got that one.
We running through that shit. We running through little ass Kyler Murray double XP weekend. I'm pretty sure they extended it another week, so we got that nigga. We're not worried about him.
I'm not gonna lie. It's a great year for Philly, son. Yo, even the first episode of Abbott Elementary had what's his name come in? Gritty? Is that his name? The mascot for the Philly?
For the Flyers, yeah. But yeah, I was watching. First, they pulled up to the lot. Everybody was wearing Eagles shit. I was like, oh, put my hat right on. I was like, yeah. I knew I loved this show. Should have won more Emmys.
It's a good time for the Eagles. I mean, y'all 4-0. My Saints is what they like 1-3. They're not doing too well right now.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about my Jets. My Jets they on the come up those, but they're not there yet.
I think they got a better record than the Saints.
Right? Yeah, Zach Wilson came back last week. He wants to be great, man, but that O-line, we're fucking demolished right now. We have like nobody.
Won't allow him to be.
Yeah, won't allow him to be.
You guys
have
weapons,
man.
But yeah, it's just the front line.
I love that kid, Garrett Wilson, man. He is. If we had a better O-line, I think we could probably put him in the Rookie of the Year conversation. But they got to get Zach some time to actually throw the ball down the field. But this is not a.
Yeah, you got to stop fucking moms too.
Listen, man. Giselle is single and ready to mingle. So he might have to pull up to Tampa Bay and, you know what I mean, let one off for the homies.
Are the fans ever wrong with their conspiracies? They've been saying this about Tom Brady and his family for how long now? And
Tom Brady's starting to look like Jack Skellington, man. What the fuck going on with that man?
He got to win the Super Bowl this year.
He got to. He's so stressed, bro. He looks sick. It's really something.
He gave up.
Yeah, he's done, man. This got to be it. Yeah,
man.
Yeah,
Back to the Mink
right now, though.
Back to the Mink, dog. Where'd you cop that, yo? Shameless plug.
So I mean, I'm not gonna say no names. I tagged them on Instagram. They ain't repost me, so I ain't gonna show them no love just yet. Yeah, but nice little reversible hoodie. Got one on, got the Mink on one side, nice and soft. I might rock this side more often than any because it looks fly. You know what I'm saying?
It's nice.
But the other side, got some action on the other side too. But maybe next week. If we lose, I'll probably rock the reverse next week because I don't got to cop nothing else.
Listeners that can't see us, y'all got to see this nigga. Subscribe to the Patreon to see this man right now.
Yeah, he's acting very different. Very different today.
I mean, you're like he's acting very 4-0 right now.
Very bad right now.
This nigga look like Pootie Tang.
Tip it towel, nigga.
Tip it
Shadatay
on the runny bind.
I miss movies like that, man. I miss those like innocent ass. I love shit that I don't gotta think too much about, bro. That shit is fire.
Yeah,
man. Like
I'm actually actually missed that too. Damn, is this too relevant? Because we just watched the Super Mario trailer.
Yeah. We'll get into that.
Okay, yeah, it's too early. All right.
But nah, man, what's up, y'all? How y'all doing today, man? Welcome to the Because We Are podcast with my boys, Hod and Ekabo _. We out here. I'm Tren Dollars. And if y'all just joining in, if y'all just listening after the pod that you heard last week, if you're a first-time listener and you listened from last week and now you turn in this week not gonna be nothing like it was last week. I mean,
we was wilding.
Yeah, we was very much wilding, and that was a very much like a reflective pod. I definitely let a lot of shit out. Pun intended. And
sure did.
I was definitely setting it off. And yeah, man, I'm sorry. It's so funny how like people were listening and they were just like, that meme where the dude is like ripping off his headphones. It's like we go from like homie court to talking about coming in like a matter of like 5 minutes. And niggas is like, yo, what happened? Like where did
this come from? Nah, for sure.
Yeah, where did this come from is right. But yeah, nah, man. But we got another patron for that. So I'm like, yo, what did we do different? We started talking about coming. Like,
hey man, y'all let us know if y'all want us to just talk about dick. We could do that. I mean, we can.
If that's the market, if that's the target audience, if that's what y'all want to, if that's what the people want,
if the market's there. I mean,
listen, man.
Hey, that's the way the content game works now. You got to find your niche, and once you're there, you got to stick to it.
Yeah, you gotta get the people what they want. I want to preface this episode by saying next episode is going to be Patreon exclusive. Patreon.com/because I am podcast. Subscribe to that if you're going to miss us, because
we're really giving it up.
Yeah, we're going to be giving it up. We're going to be out there. We're going to be doing some fun activities for y'all to see. So check it out, and we're going to be talking in the midst of all. So there's a whole backlog on there too. If you want to subscribe early, check out the shit we've already done. We're going to start bringing more guests out because we have guest ideas and everything. So yeah, man, you might even see an appearance from an old star, man. So who knows? we might get, we might bring a nigga back from the dead or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, we might get that out there one of these days. But now let's start off with like some regular shit. How y'all doing? I like to y'all look happy today. Y'all look real active. I'm glad y'all
feeling good, man. It was a really heavy work week. I got home today. I felt like I was about to relax, kick back. Realize, oh fuck, we recording 40 minutes. The grind does not stop.
Scheduling's been a little crazy this week.
This nigga a calendar.
Yeah, man, it's my fault, man. We said we were switching the days, and then it just didn't work out. It just didn't work out that way.
Be like that.
But on the next one, we definitely gonna settle on a day. As far as the week, man, it's been cool. Just nothing too crazy. I mean, the weather's definitely fucking changing, like quickly as fuck. Summer just got the fuck out of here. I haven't
noticed.
Or she
flex.
I think it was the hurricane. I think the hurricane probably just like washed a whole bunch of whatever the fuck away. And niggas just got to deal with it now. So it is what it is.
Today was actually pretty nice though. It was like 70 degrees. I was out early.
I heard it was nice.
Doing some stuff, running some errands. It was pretty nice. We got one more. I think we got like one more day of that, and then it's back to being 60s, 50s.
What's y'all season?
Real cold at night.
What season you getting your bag?
Fall. Oh, it used to at least, but there's no fall over here really. But fall,
Jersey
definitely.
fall. Yeah,
Jersey fall.
Jersey
fall. I was a big sweater guy, like sweaters, hoodies, nice ass sweaters. You know what I'm saying? So like, I can't really rock those no more. And now they're all up, fucking Jersey, just hanging there, waiting for my mom to sell them.
Summer and I think spring when it's like actually warm now, because spring has that like moment where it still be like cold days. Where it's coming
early.
Out of
when
it's coming out of winters, and it's like that's when it's like out and it starts getting real springy and people start coming outside again. That's when I really like feeling the most energetic and active. But summer is really just my bag for sure. I love summer.
I've always I don't know, just fucking personally disagreed, and this is like I guess my ignorance because I've never checked the reason.
I feel like you disagree with a lot of things. This is you.
See, I don't think I'm the anti-person on the pod, but that's neither here nor there. We'll get into that a bit later. But I've always disagreed with the placement of the new year because the new year is.
Didn't even agree with you there, David. You peeped that, right?
Anyway,
I feel like you disagree a lot. Like, I disagree with that.
I don't think I'm the disagreeable one, bro.
It's so natural. He didn't even peep it.
Anyway.
I mean, we all knew who you're talking about because it's definitely not me. I'll be on here like, I'm the agree to disagree nigga. So we all know who you're talking about.
This nigga doesn't even believe agree to disagree is a real fucking thing.
I don't. What the fuck? I don't. I disagree with that wholeheartedly.
All right, y'all got it tied. 1A, 1B.
Yeah, there could be two of us. You know that, right?
Yeah.
We can, because we very much have these conversations often.
Y'all are great debaters for sure.
We do just on probably just opposing sides, and we both have very fucking strong opinions about dumb shit anyway. So it's just, you know what I'm saying? But for the most part,
who wants to do a show with people that you agree with all the time?
Yeah, that's
exactly. What would this pod be if we was all like, yep, yeah,
fucking circle jerk. I'm sorry. I know, but I know I said we wouldn't.
Nah, we have to, bro. You got to get it in the first 10 minutes. Yeah. You gotta insert that in there every episode from now on.
Just drop a penis reference. Just right then.
Yeah. One episode. I think we're on par. I think we do drop one penis reference once episode.
Yeah.
I think we probably just missed a couple episodes of penis references and just let them all fly last week. And we just got them all out.
Yeah, but now, what do you disagree with necessarily?
I disagree with the placement of the new year. right? Because like January 1st, it's cold as fuck. Everything is still dead. It doesn't feel like a new year, right? It really doesn't start feeling like a new year until spring, right? Till March, April, when trees are growing back and plants are growing back, and the entire kind of vibe of the world really just kind of switches to just a more energetic. It signifies new life and things like that. Why the fuck is January 1st the new year? Like, why does that start off the year? I'm pretty sure there's a reason, but I've never fucking understood it, because like even New Year's Eve and like the New Year parties and all that stuff, those are fucking miserable times, bro. Like everyone's drunk. That's the only reason why anybody's cheering. It kind of sucks. Like what?
I think you just got really bad sad. That's probably what it is. Like that seasonal shit. Because can I give you a tip that I just literally found out about myself last year? Last New Year's, I was with D in Florida, or like the previous one, not the 2020 going into 2021. I spent New Year's in Florida. That was my first New Year's like in a warm spot. I had never spent New Year's in like a spot where it wasn't like freezing cold. And I felt the same way as you. But yo, that shit felt mad like
different.
Yeah, it did feel a lot different. We walked out. We was walking beforehand. Like we was just like walking out. We went to I think we went to Ocean Drive that night. We was walking around, seeing what the festivities was doing. We didn't really go out like that. We just chilled. We went out. We saw like a couple fireworks. We got some drinks, and that was it. And it wasn't nothing crazy. It just felt like, all right. And I think for me,
night out.
Exactly. And like for me specifically, that felt like a new year because that felt like the newest type of like experience for me in general, just being in a new state, just like living in like for a couple months. Like that shit felt very new to me. So
okay.
I definitely think like try to spend like a New Year's in somewhere where you don't normally do that. It's definitely a different experience, I think.
Gotcha.
And I think you definitely benefit a lot from that for somebody who also gets like seasonal and just doesn't really fuck with the cold like that, So
I wouldn't mind trying that. I've definitely not experienced a new year in a warm climate. Growing up in New York my whole life, and even like North Carolina is not warm.
It's not like
yeah,
that.
yeah, it's not warm on January 1st. So, yeah, it could be that. It could be that. But I've always also said that the thing that sucks about here is that you don't get the benefit of the aesthetic of like a snowy kind of vibe, but you still get the cold and the wetness. You know what I'm saying? Like that's kind of trash too. So I still like New York winters. You know what I mean? I get a lot of joy and kind of just it from that perspective. I still like New York winters, but yeah, no, the cold and the deadness of everything. Yeah, it's whack for the most part. I think it's whack. Spring and summer is definitely my season. Anytime you could play Return of the Mac, not ironically, is a good season.
Roll down your windows. That's another weird thing, like around the holidays, like Christmas time and shit. Like, cause you realize a lot of that, like the holiday cheer and the music and all that stuff, it really is tailored for like places that can have all those seasons and everything. Like all that Let It Snow shit. Like Floridians, there's some people who just never saw snow days or snow in real life until they go to like New York or they go to like Jersey or something like that. Cause that's like a little crazy to me. That's like, but when you move and you don't have snow around the time where it's supposed to be snowing, it does feel a little different for sure. And like hearing the Christmas songs and stuff. But it's crazy how all that stuff is tailored for like New York. It seems
even more so. Let's take it a step further. It's places where in the southern hemisphere where it's summer during Christmas.
Yeah.
Like legitimately, like like India and in certain places, it's summer when it's Christmas. So they have a completely different view of the holiday season. Obviously, they don't celebrate all of our holidays, but Christmas is the biggest holiday on the planet. So they have a very different, and I wonder what is the marketing over there. You know what I mean? Because there's enough Christians over there to where they celebrate Christmas, and it's probably at least advertised in a certain way. We just never get any of that stuff like over here.
It's probably flyer over there though.
Right?
More grander.
Yeah.
I feel like we just treat it as like another. I mean, obviously we treat it as more of a special holiday than others in terms of like getting together, doing activities and stuff like that. But I just feel like they just do some more baller ass shit. Like you look at like New Year's, New Year's for us is like a ball drop, fireworks. You look at like the Chinese New Year's, bro. That shit is fucking insane.
Yeah, for sure.
They began it then.
So I can only imagine how they treat Christmas in other parts of the world as well. Places that do celebrate Christmas, like you said.
So I'm looking New Zealand, Australia,
or maybe we as America, maybe we just kind of glamorize Christmas.
No, man, I'm looking. They got trees. They got Santa hats in places like South Africa. Like they still use the iconography that we use, but it's just no snow. It looks like that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. It's pretty interesting.
Can I follow up on your love for fall, D, real quick? And I promise you, there's a purpose for this, but I want to like deep dive in it before I explain where I'm going with it. So, like, can you just talk more about like your love for fall, like where that comes from, like what do you think?
So look, when I shaved my head, right, there's a certain aesthetic that you have to achieve as a bald nigga at that point. Like, you can't just wear certain clothes. At the time, I wasn't in the gym, so I was like skinnier, mad skinny. I was young and skinny, so like you're naturally thinner when you're younger. Just imagine that with a nigga that's just wasn't in the gym. So I'm super skinny, I'm bald. That can give off the wrong perception to some people. Like, yo, this nigga's sick or something like that. So I had to, and I don't have like, the full beard. Like, I can't be Common or Joe Budden out here or anything like that.
Yeah.
So I have to, I started wearing different clothes. I started wearing like, different pants, different types of nicer shoes, nicer sweaters to complement the look a little bit more. And I liked it. I felt really nice in those sweaters. So I think that's where the fits just started to hit a little bit more different. I think it was more of like how I feel about myself type of thing.
So it's the fits. It's not much of like the other stuff surrounding fall. Like, do you like
the falling leaves and shit? I mean, nah, I don't give a fuck about none of that.
Nah, okay. So
I mean, I do miss like the look of I'm a big aesthetic guy. I'm a visual guy. I'm a camera guy. So naturally, like, I wish I could still film like the falling. I don't care about the falling leaves like as me, Damon, as a person, but cinematically, I'd love to be able to use that, and I'd love to exploit the fall. Let me say that. Yeah, I love to exploit the fall.
This nigga want to be Drake's second album so bad.
I had someone tell me that they hate when people like fake their love for fall with just an aesthetic. Like, they just post about how much they love fall just for the aesthetic. It's like they don't think
do that though.
They don't, no. I'm just saying, like, I'm not saying that you
I
do.
feel you. The pumpkin spice people. Oh yes, that's it. Yeah, like, no, fuck out of here.
The pumpkin
you can have
spice.
Pumpkin spice whatever the fuck you want. It's not only available in October.
the sweater weather, all those people that's just kind of like, damn, I love fall. I'm so serious about this. But like, she had a problem with it, like, and this friend of mine, she's like very much like top-notch hater. If you listen and you know who you is. But she very much is top-notch hater. And like, I love talking to her because it's so funny hearing from her perspective, like where is this hatred stemming from? But yeah, she very much hates people that like overuse their aesthetic.
Fucking
fall,
hipster.
like, don't really.
She's a hipster.
Definitely
She's a fucking fall gatekeeper. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I was like, yo, not you.
The fall patrol.
Who
do you think you are?
I'm like, yo, not you gatekeeping fall,
yeah,
though.
Yeah.
Like, not you it was just like such like a big, I was like, yo, I was hearing her out because I was like, yo, like sometimes people just need to get that shit out. I was like, I wish I would have asked her what post set you over the edge, because like this shit came out of nowhere. So, I just,
she had a mute fall on Twitter, so she don't see none of that shit.
Yo, and it's crazy because after she said that, I saw someone tweet about it on Twitter, and they were even just as angry. And I'm like, well, where is this anger for people? Like, why can't people just enjoy fall? And it's like, because it's not real enjoyment. Nobody likes fall as much. Nobody likes it like that. You just love the aesthetic.
I love fall more. Okay, I get it.
This nigga ruined fall, bro. Like, this picture.
That one photo.
This one photo.
For the listeners, Hod is sharing a picture. He's screen sharing Drake's comeback season album where he's got the crooked hairline, lining the hairline, just straight up. It's crazy how this nigga looked like this.
Yo, I would have wore that type of jacket when it was in style.
It was the biggest fuck. He literally the next summer became the biggest rapper on the planet, like almost immediately. Yeah, it's crazy that we let this slide. It really is. But the music was fire.
It was a different time.
The music was fire. Niggas cannot deny that. So
it's like a J. Crew model, bro.
Yeah, bro.
But I mean, I've said this before. He historically has bad album covers.
He has bad everything, bro. Like his whole aesthetic is kind of trash. Like, you know,
was this an album or a mixtape?
It was a mixtape, but it was done like an album. So like so he has the Barry Bonds freestyle, but like Replacement Girl was on this, Closer to My Dreams, Don't You Have a Man with Little Brother, which is one of my favorite joints.
Little Brother, shout out Little Brother.
He took Fonte's whole style on this project, but it was fine because it was dope. Man of the Year was on here too. Yeah, this was a really fucking good project. I actually am probably gonna go back and listen to it. But aesthetically, this was ass. And I think, you know, he was from Canada, so niggas didn't give a fuck. It was like, all right, we kind of expect him to be a little weird. But on So Far Gone, Brand New is the last track after the intro. After the outro, rather.
I love that song.
I remember those pretty well. This was, when this shit came out, that was it for me.
Man, that whole run, bro. That whole little run, son. Come on, man.
Say What's Real. Ooh, why do I feel
now
so
I'm looking,
everybody hopped on that beat.
Yeah, facts. I don't think there's any song off this album that I don't like.
Maybe
Let's Call It Off. I don't remember.
Let's Call It Off was the one. Let's call the whole thing off. I didn't love that. I actually skipped that one. But everything else, November 18th, Ignorant Shit Freestyle, A Night Off with Lloyd, Unstoppable, like, nah, man. He came out the gate shooting.
How many times you tried to spit Unstoppable his first verse before you actually got it?
At that point, I was in my bag. I got that shit pretty quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, you remember those lyrics?
Nah, we not doing that. Nope, not doing that.
Yo, for Patreon, yo, one of these days, Hot, you gotta perform some of your album on
bro.
On Patreon.
The way that's never gonna fucking happen. Like,
come on, son. Bro, come on, bro.
That is never.
Don't do that, son.
Happen,
come on, don't do that, bro.
That's
least
a
like
different
at
guy,
least
bro. That's a different person.
A short set, bro. You can just perform a short set.
If you do that, you know what we can do? What I'd like turned out? What if we get like Nick and Janine on, and then for Patreon, we'll watch Free Play, and we'll let Hod tear it to shreds.
So he definitely will too.
What is Free Play?
Free Play is the mini series that we made when we were in college for a class that we were taking.
Oh yeah, y'all definitely.
Like the whole class got together,
sure.
Did a whole series, and
yeah. Let's do that. That's good content, right?
Exactly. So
I'm critical as fuck.
So let's do it, bro. Let's review. Because listen, I've heard Hod's album, and I told him I want to review it. I want to review it on the pod. So I would love to you to at least perform a couple songs just so D can get filled in with it. You know,
tiny desk.
Exactly. Tiny desk. You can invite whoever you want, bro. You could make the whole set design, whatever you got to do, bro.
You still got them lights? Some LEDs?
Nah, I don't have the fucking LEDs anymore.
Damn, son. Well, come on, man. Like you gotta agree to this, bro. And then
we could play the records. I don't mind that. We could play the records. Not fucking performing for you two niggas, bro. It's never gonna happen. It's never gonna fucking happen.
Why not, bro? It's for Patreon.
Nah.
So it's not just us.
I don't know, man. We gonna have to get some notes.
I'll perform my scene. I have like 2 lines and one of them is very controversial, and I don't think anybody caught it.
Yeah, we should have cut that out like Avatar did in the fucking new re-release. They just cutting shit out.
What year was this? This was like what, 2016? No,
yeah, this is 2016. Yeah, right before because this is the
so
semester before we graduated.
There's a scene where we're playing Monopoly, and I'm one of the people playing, and I go to jail, and then I say kind of under everybody, I guess.
Jesus Christ, man. Yeah.
Bro,
nobody caught it.
Son, I kind of wish you didn't tell him and he heard it in real time.
I'm gonna forget.
I don't think he would have caught it. Because it's so like under. It's so like under. Like you really got to be listening.
It's cool. I'm gonna forget, and then we could just start it, and then I'm gonna do the same fucking eye roll when I hear it in context. That's fine.
Yeah, we definitely gotta bring Nick and Jeannie, just so they can review that with us, because I'd love to like look at it this like with a clear eye view and everything. Yeah, so but yeah, definitely. We're gonna review that tape one day. I'll get you, bro. Have a redemption arc like Tosh.0 did, the redemption and shit. I'm sure somebody got a video out there of that whole performance.
There's I know it's out there. I know it exists. There was mad cameras. I don't know how that shit. Well, I mean, it was like 2009, 2010. I'm sure.
Would you say this performance was that?
Wait, which one exactly? The one I fucked up all the lyrics?
Yeah.
It was a small spot. It was at like a fashion show kind of thing, and we were like the what do you call that shit? Intermission, I guess.
Intermission, yeah.
It was like a little intermission performance or whatever, while the models changed and shit like that. And the thing is, I think we didn't prepare because we had performed like a few weeks before that, and it went very fucking well. And we like, all right, cool.
Oh, we got this in the bag.
We was like, all right, we got it. Don't got it. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be the same shit. We're gonna do the exact same thing, and that shit just went fucking very poorly.
Got up, he was like, wait, what song we doing?
Yo, in front of the hoes too. Like it was mad like models. It was just mad like beautiful women.
Wow, I wish I knew this information the first time we talked about
it.
Bro,
it was in front of the hoes, man.
If our boy people just stopped.
Just stopped their conversation, started looking.
Got bitches tripping up on the runway.
It was terrible. It was nightmarish, bro. That was a long walk backstage, bro. That was the longest like 15 seconds of my fucking life. All of them hoes just
they paid you?
Say again?
They paid you?
Nah, there was no payment. It was like some promotional shit.
But they forgot too.
Yeah, as if they fucking would have after that.
Like, yo, did we pay this nigga?
Like you let the beat rock.
Yo, you know what would have been fucked up if they had one of them, like, how they have like comedians host and shit sometimes? Like if he had to come in like, yo, I don't know what the fuck that was, y'all.
Why you packing up all your shit in the bag?
Yo.
Okay, let's give it up for
those niggas.
Yeah, whoever the fuck that was.
That shit was whack. That shit was terrible, man. Terrible.
Y'all got any plans for Halloween? Do y'all usually dress up and shit? Y'all got any plans?
Me and my girl didn't plan on it. We were just gonna take like this Halloween off. My museum. Anybody in the Miami area want to go to a haunted house? Museum of Illusions on Lincoln Road is doing a Museum of Horror. We did the first one last year. It was a big success. This year is going to be a lot better. We got some actual actors. It's not just going to be me in there.
This thing was just running around the shit.
just jumping I'll show you some footage from last year. Yeah, I'll show you some footage. But yeah, so I thought, it was just going to be that. But Brenda, who some of the listeners may know, Brenda's actually going to be in town, so we're going to hang out with her. So now I guess we got to figure out what the fuck we're doing. So now it's last second costume time as always.
Shuffling. Yeah, for sure. Hit it, you start shuffling for sure. What
about you? Rapper I'm going to be this year.
Actually, my wife gets really into it and the kids get really into it. So we typically do.
Oh, yeah, you got to be into it then.
Yeah. And I actually hate Halloween. But I got kids that love Halloween and a wife that loves Halloween. So obviously I love Halloween. It's fun. Yeah, we dress up. You know what I mean? We try to do a lot of activities. We're going to theme park this weekend while they have like their Halloween theme kind of thing. Like Six Flags does. Whatever the fuck it is, they call it.
Was it?
Fright Fest. There you go.
Fright Fest, yeah.
We've done like some deep cut shit too. Like I don't know if y'all ever played the Telltale Walking Dead games. Those are actually pretty.
I've heard of them, but I never played them.
So we dressed up. Me and my daughter dressed up as the two main characters, Lee and Clementine. I think the little girl name was.
Your kids be knowing who these characters are? Y'all just be like, yo, this is who you're gonna
be. We watched us together because we make sure that they're into it. They do cosplays and shit like that now too. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I know, because you said that you enjoy watching horror movies with your kids and everything. Yeah. So yeah, I assume
we played the Telltale Walking Dead game together. my daughter really liked the character of Clementine, and so it kind of just worked. At some point, we were going to do like some Black Panther shit where they was all the Dora Milaje, and I was like M'Baku or some shit. It didn't. I know, goofy, right? But still, it would have been fire though. So
you still can, bro.
Yeah, it's coming out again. It's still relevant, so I still might do it. I don't know. I haven't figured out what we're doing this year, if anything.
One of them can be Black Panther now.
Facts. That's true. You know what I mean? So that the new trailer dropped, and it's clearly a woman. We don't know who the woman is yet, but there's clearly a woman.
It's Shuri. Come on.
The only thing that tells me that it's Shuri is the dots, because that's her battle gear.
Mm-hmm.
When she jumped out with the claws or whatever those fist power things were, she had the same like dots on her face. So that's the only thing that tells me for sure that it's Shuri, because I don't think Okoye or Nakia wore that type of makeup during the battle scenes. So, but I mean, hey, now that you've seen the second trailer, Tren, I'm sure you've seen it.
I haven't.
You haven't seen the second trailer. Are you not gonna watch it?
No. Maybe I will. If you send it to me, I probably will. But
okay,
I'm not gonna like.
So did we just spoil something for you just now?
No. I mean, I think I did see screen grabs of it actually, of the newer trailer. Like I seen like somebody was like, "Oh, there's 2 Black Panthers" or some shit. Like there's like a conspiracy that somebody was saying there's 2.
There's been some talk of there's been some talk of stuff like that for sure.
I don't think there is though. I think the picture is the same. I think people just kind of.
Well, Marvel is known to remove shit from the trailers, like digitally remove like whole people out of the trailer, because they did that with the Spider-Man thing, where there was clearly there was the shot, there was room for more people, and then they did another release, and I think like the Brazilian copy had left an artifact of like someone getting punched, but there was nobody there doing the punching. So like, the internet figured that, okay, they took somebody out of the shot. We don't know exactly who it is, but they clearly removed somebody out of the shot. And then when you see the movie, it's 3 Spider-Men. So it's possible that Marvel would, just remove a whole fucking character from the scene, and I can kind of see it, but I have my own theories. I don't want to get into them because I don't really like leading stuff like that.
I got somebody challenged me in January. They was like, "Yo, if you don't dress up as this nigga, I'm gonna be upset." And it was a picture of The Weeknd. So I asked my girl to dress. Yeah, it was a picture of The Weeknd because he got like a fro. He got like a crazy ass beard and something. He's dressed in it's like a black cloak ish, and he looked kind of fly. So I told Nat, I was like, "Yo, I could be The Weeknd and you could be like a bag of cocaine or some shit, and we can get that popping." She was like, "You want me to dress up as cocaine?" And I was like, "Yeah, I mean, if you want, like, why not? Like, it's not what
you can't pull off. You can't pull off a bag of cocaine. Is what you're saying? That's fucking. I don't know.
You love wearing white. You let me pull that shit.
What the hell are all white parties?
Exactly. Exactly. You can pull that off. So maybe, I don't know. She never really gave me a confirmed answer. So maybe I might get a pick of that. I'm not sure. But
what was your best fit? Your best Halloween fit?
Probably last year. But I definitely put the most work in last year, being Ice Cube.
Oh yeah, you had to pick and shit, right? You was like a certain era of Ice Cube. You were like 96 IQ, Ice Cube, like director Ice Cube.
Yeah.
96 IQ. Dumbass.
Yeah, nah. And then we took pictures, me and a day. We went in front of the police station and took pictures and shit. I did the whole fuck the police shit, whatever. And a cop actually pulled up and was like, "You Ice Cube?" And I was like, yeah. He was like, nice. And then just kept driving. Like as we were in front of the precinct. And I was like,
like, what be your ass? Like, you got warrants.
Like, nice. Get on the fucking ground. Yeah. Really you did too good this time, nigga. It's fucked up.
Yeah, nah. But I enjoyed wearing that wig, yo. That whole Jerry curl nigga, I was flipping that shit,
I
bro.
actually wanted to grow one.
OD, man. I definitely wish I had the capabilities to have that type of hairstyle.
Don't you wish certain things were Stone style? It's like, damn, I wish I was around for that shit.
Yeah, man.
I'm the guy that would still do certain things if I liked it enough. You know, if I thought I could make it work, I'm definitely, you know, I'll do some shit that's not really like all the way in anymore. If it, you know, especially if it fit a certain aesthetic I was going for.
How y'all feel about wigs? Like male wigs?
Never.
Like
it'll never be cool.
Nah, you wouldn't like wear like fake dreads?
No.
Nah, I would never. Like the Jimmy Butler?
Yeah.
Never. I think
never.
I don't
fake twists.
I don't know. I think that shit weird, like bro. Yeah, I think it's something.
People wearing wigs?
Because, well, who you fooling? For one, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just
not everybody know you.
That's fair, but I've never seen one look good enough that like to justify it. I don't think I would ever wear it. And I'm bald, you know what I mean? Like, and I've considered like, you know, like hair treatments.
Like, what
hairstyle
like would you have if you weren't bald? Like, what hairstyle would you want?
I probably would just go.
Like, if you could do anything with your hair, what would you?
I think I probably at this point in my life would probably lock it. I think I would go for locks.
Why at this point in your life?
Because I don't know. I'm over it. I guess I'm over it because I'm bald too, right? But I feel like I had braids, I had waves. I was into like the taper cuts, and I did a mohawk one time. It was fucking terrible. We all were assholes.
The mohawk, like it was like the shave mohawk, and then, or was it like the clean off?
No, shaved, like tapered mohawk. Not, okay. I wasn't straight up punk rock with my shit. I did like the little Shamar Moore, like little S curl type shit too. You know what I mean? Like, so I don't know. I never really just let it grow, and I was always like, I was one of those guys that was like always brushing my hair, you know. So I never really let it like kink up, really.
Hate them niggas.
So I'd probably do that, but I don't. My fucking beard don't connect either. So like, it just wasn't in the cards for me, you know.
They got shit for that too, though, bro. You could definitely like make that shit work if you really wanted to, you know. Like,
here we go with if I really wanted to. Just me not giving enough effort. Here we go again, man. It's all my fault. I know.
I'm not saying it's your fault. I'm saying like
whatever.
Oh my gosh, bro. You just let me like, bro, if you wanted to try that shit out, like you just sound like so defeated when you talking like, oh, like, you know.
No, it's like, defeat
man.
And
my beard don't connect, man.
Defeat and acceptance like, are like, you know what I'm saying? Are like not, because I don't think I'm like, would I like my beard to connect? For sure. Like, obviously, who the fuck would choose a patchy fucking beard? Like, nobody. You know what I'm saying?
Not nobody I know.
See, now you're going to stroke your shit too?
Hey.
That sounds crazy.
Please. Hey, so I said first 10
please.
I said first 10 minutes.
Please subscribe to the Patreon so y'all know that I was not talking about this nigga's meat just now.
I don't know. So I don't even know sometimes, bro. I don't know what type of shit you be on.
Anyway.
But
it's just acceptance. Like, I'm not losing anything by not having it. You know what I'm saying? I never like, it's not really, it's just.
Yeah, you don't know because you don't have it. You never know. Life shit can be different for you. Bro, people put out skits about this shit, bro.
Literally.
When your beard connect, you walk around with a different energy for sure.
You're gaslighting me again, but it's fine.
Oh my God. I'm just saying, bro. Have you ever had a conversation with a nigga who beard connected? Like, it's a different energy. You talking to like a whole different type of nigga, bro.
A lot of niggas wouldn't survive in these streets without their beards. You know what I'm saying? Like, James Harden wouldn't be James Harden without his beard. I don't think that nigga 3-point shot would go in as often if he didn't have that fucking beard, bro.
You think power?
Yeah, that shit is powering his shit for sure. It's 2 rats inside of that nigga beard controlling his fucking arms, bro. Guaranteed. Gotta be.
I'm just picturing you with locks. Yo, for the Photoshop listeners, if anybody could like go to Hyde's page, what is it? Hi, I'm Had.
Call me Had. Call me Had.
I can just go on there real quick. Is your thing public? Your page is public, right?
I can make it public.
Go on there, Photoshop people. Y'all can make this happen. I'm curious. I want to see what my man would look like with some locks. You know, with that shit locked up. Just so we can see.
I'm waiting for Snapchat to do like a very simple like beard and locks filter. I don't even think it would be that hard. for someone to like put that together. So if anybody that listens to this fucking podcast also does Snapchat filters, create one for just like beard and locks, just so niggas can know. Because I'm actually very curious about that.
What about you, D? What kind of hairstyle would you want at this point in your life?
I'd want like a normal ass fade. Like I don't need nothing crazy, honestly. Just give me a normal ass fade with a good hairline, and I'd be straight.
You want to try nothing new? Cause I definitely, like I said, bro, I'd definitely get the curls up for sure.
Whenever I make like a character in a game or whatever, I always give them like a huge afro. So I'd probably rock that for a little bit, like just abnormally like Colin Kaepernick afro.
Just picking that shit everywhere you go.
Yeah,
that's the only thing too.
Leave a pick in there. Like leave the pick all the way inside so you can't even see it, and just like reach in for it and start picking. Like, yeah, just leave shit in there. Talking about the beard, leave shit up here.
In college, when I had the fro, definitely though, like the most annoying thing is like you don't know if shit be in there. Like around the fall time, like if a fucking stick would fall from a tree, sometimes you wouldn't feel that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like a little one of those little sticks like was being in your hair. You wouldn't feel that shit unless you picked it out or unless you like really have that sense of like, yeah, I just felt something fall in my head. Like you really wouldn't know. So that shit kind of sucks. Like, cause you know, sometimes when the hoes be around, you just
you have the shit in your hair and you can't fucking see.
Yeah. It's the same thing with the beard. Like when you eating stuff, you got to be real careful because like sometimes you don't always know. Sometimes you don't always feel when shit is in your beard. You know, so that sucks.
Tren, what's your beard regimen? Do you have one?
My beard regimen?
Yeah,
not really. I kind of just shape it up and comb it out, just making sure
you don't use like the beard oils and shit.
Nah, see, I've tried like
it's 2022, man. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got to have a skincare, hair care regimen and shit.
Not really, bro. I definitely like don't care as much as I probably should, like in terms of like skincare and stuff like that. But for the beard, nah, I just put like regular oil. I don't put like actual beard oil in it, but like obviously I moisturize and stuff like that my face. But
you don't use no jojoba oil.
Who?
Jojoba.
Jojoba? Nah.
You don't use jojoba oil?
No,
that shit good for your beard, man. Tea tree oil and shit.
What you hear about that?
I got a wife. She uses all that shit. I keep telling you, bro, having a woman in the house like exposes you to things that you wouldn't normally, as a man come across. It's 3 whole aisles in Target that we never go in, period, unless you got a woman in the house. Other than that, you're never in that fucking aisle. And there's some fire shit in those aisles, bro. Trust me.
I'm taking your word for it.
Yeah, I'll take your word for it too. I'm not going in there.
I'm
going in there, bro.
Please comments and chat. Let these niggas know what's in those aisles so that they can just take a stroll in Target one time. It's a whole section that we just go by. I promise you. And there's some shit in there for us.
Hey, my philosophy, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know what I'm saying? We out here.
But that's not true. Because it's not true. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Because here's the thing. Things become broken when they're not maintained. Right? You take your car for maintenance, right? You go to the doctor. You gonna wait until you fucking find out you got diabetes to cut down on the sugar? Of course not. Yeah. You're gonna manage that shit. So then at that point, you can't fix it, nigga. you have to maintain shit. You know what I'm saying? Especially, I'm sorry. I'm 34. Y'all still in y'all mid-20s. So I'm telling you now, y'all niggas is gonna be vitamined up in like 4 years, bro.
I believe it. I'm
telling you, it's gonna be crazy.
I should be vitamin up now. I'm definitely vitamin D deficient for sure.
I went to the doctor one time, and this is word for word. He said I had the vitamin D of a 73-year-old white woman. I still don't know what he meant by that, but those were the words that he used.
Your doctor black?
I'm about to say, your doctor be talking to you like that?
Nah, it was an old Russian dude. Shout out to Dr. Ismailov in Brooklyn. but yeah, he told me I had the vitamin D capacity of a 73-year-old white woman. And I was like, all right, I get it. I hear you. Like, all right, I'm gonna do something. Yeah, man, I got my, one a days and my fucking, vitamin D and all that shit. I take that shit daily, bro. Got to. I'm about to start taking biotin because I heard it's good for the beard.
Apparently, it makes a big difference. Like especially people who deal with like seasonal and shit like that too, taking your vitamins and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So that's good shit.
I know that. I've been seeing a lot of dialogue online. This is not something that affects me too much. I mean, it has happened, but the topic of ghosting and people saying that people who ghost people are poor communicators and it's a hurtful act and it's almost traumatizing in a way. This is what I've heard, that ghosting can be traumatizing for people. And, you should avoid, if you want to end a relationship or you don't want to speak to somebody again, you should at least give them that information before ending the relationship, the friendship. And my first question is, have y'all ever been ghosted or have y'all ever ghosted someone?
I'd like to believe we've all been ghosted before. Whether or not we've noticed it or not, or have cared to notice or not, I'd like to believe that. Obviously, I can't speak for everybody, but I'd like to believe that everybody at some point has been ghosted.
Now, would you consider, is ghosting just when it comes to relationships? Or can you ghost friends?
No, yeah.
Like
I was about to say, you could definitely. I think ghosting friends is happens more often in relationships because, people naturally just grow up and they just stop talking. Right. And that doesn't necessarily mean that. All right. So I guess I guess by ghosting, it must mean that there's some intention behind it. Like I just stopped talking to you on purpose.
Right.
Rather than me just stop hitting you up because, I got shit going on. So I guess it's how you want to perceive it. But I guess if you're intentionally doing it, I'm never going to say that I owe you a reason. I owe you an explanation for why I don't want to talk to you anymore, because who the fuck are you? You're not my mother. You're not, my brother or anything like that. Somebody who I feel like maybe I should. But maybe, I mean, if you do have like a close relationship, like if this is like me and Trendell and I just stopped responding to him for no reason, like that's different. Then yeah, I probably, he probably deserves some type of explanation as to why. But if it's just somebody that, I just started talking to you on Instagram or Twitter or whatever, I'm not really feeling it. Would it be nice if I hit you up? Sure, but I don't got to. I don't got to.
Yeah, think of it like when you go to a bar or some shit, you have a conversation with somebody in the bar, you hitting it off real cool, like y'all just having a conversation, and then you leave. Like you don't say that you ghosted that person. Y'all just stop. Right. Y'all just stop interacting with each other. Like it's not like
I think that's a little bit different. I don't think you can ghost somebody who you just met though.
Yeah.
I'm saying like on a sense like Instagram and stuff like that. Like even online, like if you're just having a couple conversations here and there, like y'all not like.
Yeah,
I don't know.
So there has to be an established relationship beforehand. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So when a person cuts off all communication with their friends or the person they're dating, with zero warning or notice beforehand, you'll mostly see them avoiding friends' phone calls, social media, and avoiding them in public. That's from Urban Dictionary, of course. But so I think there has to be a change in behavior, like a shift, right? So we used to talk all the time. We used to talk, every other day. And then 2 months passed and you have not hit me. I've called you. You've not answered any of my calls. I've sent you messages. All my shit gets left on red. Or because I think it's different from blocking them. Because if you block them, that's sending a clear message, right? Yeah. That's like, okay, I don't want to talk to you. I still have the ability to communicate with you, but there's no correspondence coming back. Now, I have done that before. And I've done that with a friend that I was friends with for almost 20 years. And I think when people say that people who ghost people are poor communicators, I think people who get ghosted are poor listeners. Because I'm pretty sure that someone has at least alluded to the fact that you're being fucking annoying or chaotic or some type of harmful to their current relationship or just mental health or whatever, and you simply were not fucking listening. Because for the most part, the act of ghosting is a last resort. For at least from where I've seen it come from. It's a last resort. In my situation, this person who we grew up together, we were very tight, and at some point I was going through something very traumatic, and they wouldn't stop joking about it, or they were taking it very lightly, and it was a very, very serious situation. And I expressed that to them. I said, hey, like, I don't really enjoy the way we're interacting. That was kind of my tone. And it was like, nigga, suck it up type shit. You know what I mean? And eventually I just was like, you know what? I'm done. Like, you're fucking with me. You know what I mean? Like, you're bothering me. And I stopped communicating with that person. And they were like, send me stuff. They were like, send me memes and stuff like that. And all that shit would just get left on read, right? For like a month, or maybe I think it was like 2 months. If it was a girl, by the way. Finally, she hits me and she's like, see, now you ODing. She was like, see, now you ODing. I've sent you mad messages. I've called you. You're not responding. And I just kind of like, at that point, I was like, okay, you need to have a confrontation in order for this to end. So let's have the confrontation. And I just fucking let her know everything that I was feeling. And at that point, she was just like, okay. And then we haven't spoken since. But why do I have to curse you out? Like, why do I have to why do we have to have a confrontation in order for this to end? Why can't I just go away? Like, why isn't that enough? You know what I mean? And I think people are weird to like require a fucking argument or some type of confrontation in order to end a relationship. Sometimes the relationship needs to end, and it doesn't have to be chaotic like that. It doesn't have to be messy. Mm-hmm. So why ghosting is extremely healthy to me, because no hurt feelings, right? I just don't want to talk to you no more. What's the fucking problem? And I just think it's weird that people have all of a sudden turned the act of leaving you the fuck alone into some type of fucking, hurtful choice that a person can make.
Yeah.
I don't know. Shit goofy.
I can see it in certain situations of it being a selfish decision to do or fucked up decisions to do. Because, I mean, I'm not sure if this was on the pod or not, but I'm sure I talked to you about this trend though before. There was this girl that I was seeing, and she was moving too fast for me, and I wasn't really in no type of mode to get in any serious relationships or anything. We were seeing each other. She would come over. We never like went out on dates or already did anything like that. It was strictly just business. And one day I just stopped hitting her up because she started to get a little bit too clingy, inviting herself over, that type of stuff. And so I just stopped hitting her up one of these. Like, I just stopped hitting her up, stopped talking to her. And it never turned to that. Like, it never turned to like she messaged me one time, like saying, she wanted to come over. I never responded, and I never got a text from her ever again. So I like to think that, she got the message. But at the same time, I did kind of feel bad because I was like, all right, maybe I should have at least said something. So like in that type of situation, I probably went about that the wrong way in terms of, ghosting. So that was very selfish of me there that time. And I could see that as being like hurtful. Maybe she did have obviously she had like these real feelings for me and everything, and I just wasn't able to reciprocate them. And yeah, so maybe she did deserve, a talking,
some communication.
Yeah, some type of communication. So I can see it in certain situations like that where I can definitely understand.
See, it's funny because like I have a follow up for this too, but I want to respond to kind of your question, Hod, first of like the communication aspect and like why people almost feel like they need or they deserve like some sort of like answer or confrontation. I think naturally people just don't like being rejected, and it kind of feels like a form of rejection when someone is reaching out to you. And like, me, I'm on the record of saying I'm a huge advocate for just because you text me don't mean you're like obligated to an answer. I'm not obligated to answer you. Like this isn't, you don't start this conversation when you're ready. Like it's a two-way street. Like I have to accept this. You know what I mean? So I'm all for that in terms of interaction and stuff like that. But it really doesn't align with most people in a sense. Like a lot of people feel entitled to your time if they send you a message or they send you a meme or you call them and they never, or you call them and they never call you back, or was it they call you and you never call them back? It's like a form of rejection. Like you're not like, and honestly, at the moment, they're not really giving a fuck what it is that like you're doing or like what it is. Like they just feel that rejection. I remember I made a joke a long time ago. I'm like, I wonder how many people, like if I just like for some reason I just dropped dead in my apartment, right? I'm like, I wonder how many people would get mad that I didn't respond to their text before they figured out that I was dead as hell. You know, like probably not many. You know, a lot of people would just be like, you know, they respond like, he this nigga, he just, you know, he being real, what's it called it, you know, on his own shit again.
The real Casper right now.
Yeah, Casper. Yeah, like he's just doing his own shit. He don't care about nobody but himself. Blah blah. All his own shit, just like could go miles with it. Whole time I'm dead. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't even know. So I kind of like keep that in my head whenever I'm texting people. It's almost like, unless there's something that like is almost like a sense of urgency when I'm texting you, then that's a little different. Like if I'm like, you know, if we talked about something, a business thing, or like we're working together or something in that sense, then that's a little different. But if it's like a personal interaction, which most times it is, and we're just like kind of just shooting the shits, then yo, like I don't expect anything from anybody. If you don't feel like responding, and I let them know that too. I'm like, yo, if you don't want to talk, you don't gotta talk to me. I'm gonna be okay. You know, like I'm fine with you doing what you gotta do. If you don't want to answer, you don't have to. You know, you answer when you're ready. And I let people know that, you know, and I don't know, it works out. Like I'm all for it. Like I'm not pressed for anybody to, which is why I say to you, how before we even had this conversation, like you wanted to pitch it and everything, I really don't even believe in ghosting that much. Like unless it's like a clear, like most of my like relationships have a clear beginning and end, or like a clear fizzle, like the point of, like you can mark the point of when we just stop talking. You know what I mean? So I don't know. It just, I don't really feel like ghosting exists because so there's a lot of people who I don't talk to anymore. But if they would hit me up, I wouldn't not answer. You know, I would say, yo, what's up? You know, like let's talk or whatever. It won't be like a 24/7 communication, but we can still have a conversation. You know, like there's not a lot of people in my life that could hit me up today and I wouldn't answer. You know, there's not a lot of people like that. So that's why I'm like, ghosting doesn't really exist. It's more like just like not right now. You know, I'm not in the type of mindset to have this interaction right now.
And that's fair, because I actually do think I would communicate with that person at this point.
Mm-hmm.
I was definitely at a point in my life where that interaction was just not something that I was like, what it was that I realized that every time we spoke,
you felt bad.
I felt negatively about it. You know what I mean? I felt like, oh God, like, oh, here this bitch go. Like I felt like I don't like, yo, I don't like you. Like I genuinely don't like you. And I feel bad that I'm around you or talking to you, knowing that I don't fucking like you, like at all. You know what I mean? So it was just something that it was like, man, you know what? You don't deserve that. You don't deserve the fact that I really don't fucking like you. Yeah. And I'm sitting here smiling.
You're ruining my day every time we interact. Like,
yeah.
It's not good.
You know what I'm saying? So it was just like, you know what? Go kick it with folks that actually appreciate what you bring. You know what I mean? That's not me. So I don't want to, you know, I don't want to involve myself. I don't want to interact with you. And that, I think that sounds crazy to like say, but I didn't. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I don't know.
Honestly, you got to protect your peace though, man. Like, but there is a certain extent. Like I saw a post like a couple of days ago. It was funny because I'm very big on protecting my peace. There's a lot of people I'm currently protecting my peace from. You know, people that you wouldn't even expect. You're like, you doing that? Like, why are you not talking to him? But like, I really am in a point where I very much am trying to live as much of a drama-free life as I can. You know, there's going to be drama everywhere, so you can't really escape that shit. But I'm trying to actively, like, if I know that I'm going to be stressed out interacting with certain people, or if I know that certain people aren't ready for that certain conversation or that confrontation, I will be like, all right, maybe like let's let this simmer. Like, let's pause this before, you know, someone gets hurt where it doesn't need to be that way. You know, it's totally fine to kind of just like put shit on the burner. And the post that I listened to was like, yo, when you protect your peace for so long and then you realize you only have like 2 friends left or something like that. Like, yo, that shit is real, yo. Like you can protect your peace, but so often just before like people, it's really unfortunate, but you got to understand, like the same way you try to protect your peace, you got to understand that people don't have to wait for that. You know, like a lot of people will probably feel so entitled to you that when you come back and like you're like ready to talk to them, they don't want to talk to you no more. Like that boat has sailed, you know? Like so yo.
You know what's fucked up? There's like certain moments where like that whole protecting your peace shit, as you said, where you end up just not fucking with nobody. Your birthdays and like nobody's calling you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. You realize you only got like 3 texts all day, and like,
yeah, bro.
It's like, well, fuck.
2 Facebook wall posts.
I deactivated my social media for one of my birthdays. I ain't hear from nobody.
I had a bad habit of like deleting people on their birthdays because like your name would only pop up on your birthday.
That's some next level toxic shit.
I was like, yo, I'm still friends with you.
That's some hater shit. Oh, it's your day? You make this about me.
Oh, no. Happy birthday, nigga. Out of here. Are you sure you want to thank this person? Man. Yes.
You know it's their birthday, right?
Yeah.
Like, what if that just popped up on their birthday? Yeah. Like, yeah, man, fuck out of here. I don't care.
The best gift I could give you is my absence.
Hey.
For sure.
That's a bar right there. Watch that be on Brent Fires' next album. But yeah, it's definitely like, wait, I'm gonna up the ante a little bit. Have y'all ever like been told happy birthday by somebody that you don't necessarily fuck with that much, and on their birthday you don't say happy birthday to them? And that's what I feel like is over. Like
that's the story of Facebook.
Yeah, I think that's like the end all. Like if I stop saying happy birthday to you, we not fucking with each other no more. Like that's really it. If I stop that,
but it has to be intentional. There are just times where you just, you know, you don't know. You don't like. I don't remember. Like my mom's really good at memorizing birthdays. I'm not. Yeah. Like I still got to get a text from my mom, and be like, "Hey, it's this person's birthday. Hey, it's this person's birthday. Make sure you call." Like shit like that.
Yeah, it's sometimes where I do forget, but like I'll like look at my calendar and I'll be like, "Why is this day important?" I'll be like, "Oh, it's what's his name's birthday." Okay, that's nice, and then I'll just move on. Like I won't like.
Yeah, but I feel like in our age where, you know, we're still trying to figure out our own lives. We have a whole bunch of shit going on. That unless you're like really like, you know, hanging out with these people, talking to these people all the time, and they're telling you, "Oh, my birthday's coming up," like some type of inkling of like, you know, reminder. Man. You won't even know. Like a lot of my niggas' birthdays have been passing, and it's like I won't notice until somebody posts something on, or like, you know, repost something on their story, or somebody else happy birthday to them. Like I'm seeing a whole bunch of reposting on this, like people saying happy birthday, and then I hop in.
Yeah.
Has there ever been a time where you've seen that and it's somebody that you know, but you just didn't say happy birthday anyway?
I'd never say happy birthday to anybody. It's fucked up. It's fucked up.
Go through all the happy birthday stories, and
every single one of them.
Not adding to it, because now I look like a dick rider. You know what I'm saying? Like this is like. Yo. I'm not. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna.
Dick riding is another word that's ruining the internet right now.
Imagine saying happy birthday to somebody after mad.
You got 40 slides,
bro. I cannot believe dick riding made a comeback, bro. Like that was a thing when we were like middle school and shit, and it's really back.
I definitely was posting to like going through somebody's stories and was like, "Yo, happy birthday!" And then someone was like, "Yo, you definitely dick riding right now." I'm gonna chill out. You on my dick right now?
Yo, I'm not gonna be nobody's 15th slide, bro. I'm not. I'm not doing it, bro. My pride won't let me. If I see you, like, oh, they got it. You know what I'm saying? Like, they got it. They took care of you.
Said it for me.
You know what I mean?
Or like, I'll definitely do like if a post happens, like if they have like a post or some shit, I'll definitely like the post. Like if they make a happy birthday post on IG, I'll double tap. I won't comment, but I'll double tap, like to let you know I know it's your birthday.
If I double tap, I gotta say something.
Really? You gotta do both?
That's just at that point, yeah. If I cared enough to double tap, I gotta care enough to at least say something to you. But then again, I'm not just double tapping everybody's birthday.
But people do too much, bro. First of all, niggas find the favorite picture of you and them together, right? Then they write some long ass story. You know what I'm saying? It's like you got to find the perfect song. It's only like 13 birthday songs.
Nigga, it's always happy at your birthday.
Right.
For the birthday song by 2 Chainz.
It's happy that, that's my dog.
Yeah. For the niggas, yeah.
It's always the same shit, bro. I'm not adding to the pot, bro. Like,
happy G-Day, dog.
Happy Earth Day, my guy.
Happy Born Day.
Not adding to it, bro.
I've definitely said happy Earth Day before.
What's the most, like, nigga, you trying way too hard here? Birthday shout out. Is it happy Earth Day, happy G-Day?
Nah.
Like, just say happy birthday at some point, my nigga.
No, here, I'll tell you right now. It's when it's happy, one picture. Birthday, another picture. And then the name and then another. That's the worst. Like, nigga, just say it in one post. You don't got to
say it in one post.
3 of my taps.
Nah. Yeah, y'all doing too much with them stories and shit.
Or when they say screaming happy birthday to, shit like that. I hate that.
Or stop what you doing and wish my bro happy birthday. Get the fuck. I'm not stopping anything.
I don't know this nigga.
Yeah.
I honestly don't care. Actually, I'm about to mute you.
Why do you want me to hit up this person that I have no idea who they are and happy birthday?
Yeah, y'all wild.
First of all, if it's a woman, she don't want to hear from me if it's a woman. She don't want all these random niggas saying happy birthday to her.
Yeah, nah, they do too much, bro. They do too much. My best friend's birthday was 2 days ago. I called him. We had a good conversation on the phone.
You never said
I'm not posting you, bro. No, I'm not. I'm not posting you, man.
You just call somebody, just have a conversation, but you never say happy birthday.
Nah, what you got going on today?
Yeah.
So he just keeps saying it's his birthday, hoping that she'll say happy birthday.
Like, I'm thinking about having a kickback actually if you're not doing nothing today.
Okay, that's what's up. All right, man. Holla at you.
All right. If you free up later, hit me up.
Yeah. Oh, so you busy? All right, do your thing, bro.
Yeah. Let me know if you want a match later. You want to smoke? You got 5.
I'm gonna be on COD. I'm gonna be on COD. I'll meet you in the room.
I want to follow up because it's interesting. I had a conversation with one of my friends the other day. How would y'all feel, right, if you wanted to talk to somebody about something, like you just really wanted to, like, let's say, I'm going to ask in 2 different ways. So let's say something important to you, like maybe you're talking about like some trauma that you went through or something like that. And they tell you, I don't want to talk about this right now. Like, I'm not in the right space to talk about this right now.
I'm that guy. If I'm not there, I just say it. A similar thing happened, I guess I'm married, sometimes my wife, just being who she is, everything is urgent. She texts me something that was kind of, it just raised my fucking anxiety. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just shot up my anxiety. And I'm just like, don't text me stuff like this. You know what I'm saying? Like, check with me to make sure that I'm like ready to have this type of conversation before. Otherwise, I'm just not going to engage. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, the only one I can do that is because she fucking can't help it is my mother. You know what I'm saying? Like, my mother, and I think everybody's mom, probably like trauma dumps on them like pretty often. You know what I mean? Oh, Aunt Sally done kicked the bucket, baby. She was sick, and her fucking kids stole all her money right before. And it's just like, I don't know where I'm getting rent from this month. Like, I don't know what's going on in my life. So don't need to hear this, bro. Don't need to hear this. So-and-so going back to jail. I hate that shit, bro. Like, but the only one that I allow that space is my mom, because, my mother.
I make it perfectly clear that, like, maybe I don't have the answers. Like, I don't have the proper advice to give you. I wouldn't feel comfortable giving you advice that I'm not sure about. I can tell you how I would go about it, but everybody's their own person. And so I have one of my biggest things, and one of the biggest things I struggled with growing up is my confidence in speaking up, because I always had the biggest fear that if I spoke up, nobody would care what I had to say. I would brush it off, not really, one ear out the other, and I'm just like talking to a wall. I would never want to do that to somebody else, because that feeling sucks, and I grew up with that feeling, and so I know how it feels, and I know how it can affect somebody to maybe hear that, oh, I don't want to hear this right now, or I don't want to talk about this right now, because I feel like if if they're willing to like trauma dump to you like that much, and I if that's for a lack of a better phrase, I feel like they have some sense of trust in you that they could confide to you in this type of this information, this something that's presumably very private to them. So I'll listen. I'll always listen, but I always try to make it clear, like, yo, like I hear you. I'm hearing everything you're saying. I've never been in this type of situation before, but here's how I feel. Here's how I would go about it, and take that with a grain of salt. So, there's always some type of like disclaimer, but I'm always like, an open ear in case somebody wants to just let it out. Because I feel like a lot of the times when people are just dumping stuff on you that time, they're not looking for for you to come up with an answer for them or some type of resolution. Like, because more often than not, it's just not that simple where I could just give you an answer and it's like, oh, problem solved. So sometimes, like, some people just want to get it off their chest. Sometimes people just have stuff that they've just been holding on to, and they don't have anybody else that they feel that they can trust. So if I am the only person that I could trust, even if I can't relate, even if I can't do anything even if I can't say anything to you that might help your situation, you at least know that somebody hears you. Like, you're not like, bro, I was going through like our old podcast clips, and this was like one of the very first episodes I think that we did where I was talking about my experience with anxiety and how that feels like to me. And I might repost it actually because it's been feelings that I've had recently too. But I said that the feeling of anxiety is like, when you're in those movies and the walls are just closing in on you and you're just banging on the walls and you see people, you're like asking for help, but nobody can hear you. Nobody can see you. You're just like banging and screaming to nobody. So for somebody to just turn around and actually see you, and whether or not they can help you, but they acknowledge that you're going through something, I feel like can make a big difference for somebody. So if I could do that, then I'll do that.
That's real. And like, honestly, I want to ask because you seem like the type, but I don't want to assume. I want to ask, are you the type of person to kind of like can listen, but like you don't like carry it with you? You can kind of just like listen and just let it like kind of roll off. Like you're just being there for them, but you're not like holding on to it as if it's your own.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I'm very good at like separating myself from like that's what you're asking, like taking like an outside view.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like I think I'm really good at like those situations, like not trying to get too like emotionally invested in what you're saying, taking sides. Some people will want you to take their side. Some people will say stuff to you and like they want you to like be on their side so they don't sound crazy. Like you got to notice that, and you got to kind of understand the people that you're dealing with. Even if I have an opinion that may not be one to their favor, I always try to be delicate with it though. You know what I'm saying? I could be very unbiased, and I know me and how blunt and how just like, I guess, brash I could be with my delivery sometimes. So it can come off very like passionate. I'm a passionate speaker, like, but it's not that though. Like I'm trying to come at you in a way where it's like, I'm trying to come at you in a way where I'm not trying to attack you. I don't want you to feel like you're being attacked. I want you to feel like there's more than just the one way that you're thinking about it. Try thinking about it this way. Try thinking about it that way. But I'm not sitting here saying you're wrong, this person's right, you got it all fucked up, like this, that, and the other. I try to remain as unbiased and fair as I feel like I can be, and delicate at the same time.
Man, delicate dame.
Hey.
No, I have a bad habit of that. Like, I have a bad habit of like inserting myself too deeply sometimes.
Facts.
And I always end up having to pull back. Because and it's not because I need my perspective to be the perspective, but I think sometimes what I think is that people will come to you with a problem and know full well they have no motivation to change whatever the situation is. They literally just want you to listen. And see, I don't like that though. You know what I mean? I don't like those types of interactions because
get there too. I got something for
because that. it just because in my mind, and I know I'm wrong. I know I'm wrong about this, but in my mind, if you don't like something, if you truly don't like something, if it's truly not in alignment with who you are and who you want to be, then there should be some movement on your end to try to adjust that. And if you're complaining about it enough and it's like a constant thing where like there's no joy in you for this situation at all.
You tired of hearing about that shit.
No, I get you.
Basically, but outside of me being tired of hearing it, you got to be tired of saying it.
Yeah.
You got to be tired of everyone, running to everybody with this particular problem. Like, bro, move around. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
And again, I don't try to be forceful or judgmental, but I try to let folks know your situation is never permanent. You are not in the same space right now that you were 2 years ago, 3 years ago. You're constantly in adjustment. Some things you need to be more intentional about how you want those things to change. And they require a bit of effort on your end. But if you're not willing to make the effort, then I kind of don't want to hear about it. You know what I'm saying? Because clearly it's not that fucking bad. You know what I'm saying? You can complain about your commute to work. You can complain about your boss. You can complain about the salary you're at. Nobody's forcing you to go there, bro. Like nobody. You're there. Oh, well then how can I pay my bills? It's other jobs. Like do something else. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like there's this angle that you're attacking this thing from where you're the victim of your own circumstance is false. You know what I mean? Like you can move around.
Yeah.
In anything. Yeah. You're not a tree. You can move. No, I'm sorry. I don't know if you
trees can move though. Trees move.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if y'all seen that clip yet.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I've seen that shit. Them trees be going.
Facts.
I'm a firm believer that these trees actually
that trees be moving for sure. But still, I don't know. I think people be married to their trauma sometimes. I think they low key identify with it, and like they don't know who they are outside of this thing about themselves that they claim to hate.
Yeah.
So that's kind of more of the issue. Like you don't know how to address it because you don't know who you are outside of this thing.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
Yeah,
I definitely agree because I think when I was talking, I was speaking more terms in like a severe trauma, like going through shit, like childhood trauma, like, shit like that. But I definitely agree with you. Like if you're complaining about shit that you can actively do something to make a change. You're not stuck. Then I agree. Like there does come a point where you just grow tired of hearing about this. Like I had a friend who complained about their boss and their job continuously every day, all the time. But he was also like, oh, but there's perks. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, but I love this about the job. I love that about the job. But you got to pick a side. You got to pick a side and stick to it, because if you're coming home and you're always complaining to everybody about your job and your work and your boss and how unfair they are and how you're mistreated, like you could do something. You could just leave. And I can understand that, we're in a recession. So I can understand we're in a time where it's like you can't afford to leave a good paying job. Well, maybe you feel like you can't afford to leave a good paying job that's just so convenient. It's a great situation, great hours, great pay. Hard to find something like that anywhere else. But until you make that move, you're never going to know whether or not like it's that bad out there.
Yeah, sometimes you got to jump. And sometimes that's just the hardest thing.
And sometimes people just need somebody to just shove them off the fucking ledge.
That push, for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
That push.
And I'm someone who believes that if something is that out of alignment, if it really makes you miserable, I think personally that the universe, God, whatever, works in ways in which if something is that fucked up,
they're going to look out for you.
It's being suggestive. He's trying to force you to look at this and be like, damn, I have to do something because nothing I do works here. Mm-hmm. So then you have to do something different. You can't stick to the same situation and just be miserable in it.
Yeah.
And just assume that that's what life is supposed to be. It's not. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I'm just a firm believer in like the beauty of life. And this is literally what keeps me alive. Like I've told you guys, I've been in some pretty dark spots, but the beauty that I find in life is that I can tomorrow completely change my life. I have that freedom. And if I don't want to do that, if I don't choose to do that, then that's my choice. I'm not a victim of anything. I'm a participant in my life fully. You know what I mean? So whatever that means to me, that is what it means. Now, there's certain things that you can't control, but you can always control yourself. You can always control your reactions to the outside stimuli that exist in the world. You know what I mean? So it's all about how you see yourself and what power you have compared to what the powers that are being forced on you are doing. We all have a choice. So again, that's just in the sense of someone that's constantly complaining. If I ask you how you're, hey, what's going on? How are you? And the first, oh God, man, they're fucking pissing me off around here. And it's just like, okay, but like, when's the last like funny movie you saw? You know what I mean? Like, I think being positive and just having a positive outlook helps. It helps you feel good about yourself. Tell me a joke. Tell me, something funny you heard. Like just find beauty, find joy in something. You know what I mean? And I think miserable people are the most intolerable fucking people in the world. And there are certain people who would take what Dame says as like, oh, sometimes folks just need people to listen, and they'll constantly come to you and they'll constantly use you as the stream for that energy. You know what I'm saying? And it's good that it bounces off of you. I'm a fucking sponge. That shit sits on me for weeks sometimes.
That's what I'm talking about. Like, that shit is definitely like, and it almost makes me feel like I'm the issue. Like, I'm like, maybe there's something wrong with me, because I feel like so many people are like better at it or better at handling it than I am. But like, the way shit can stick with me when somebody can get over shit, like it happens. Like talking sometimes to my girlfriend is a perfect example. Like, if she's having a bad day about something and she tells me about it, and like I soak that in, she'll be over that shit. She'll talk later or like the next day, but I'll be sitting there like, like almost like a dog. Like, I remember there's a comedian that like Bill Burr, he talks about like someone's like having a dog where like if you get them all riled up and you get them that energy and then you leave the house, the dog's just still in the house with all this energy, and you just left the house and then you come back and they got all this energy, but you're like, yo, where the fuck is this coming from? But like, you just riled that dog up before you left the crib and you expecting them to be like, average and stuff. So I'm like, damn, am I like internally? But I really just don't know how to listen and not almost like feel what someone is feeling. And I'm not gonna say I'm an empath and shit like that, because I feel like that's like the thing right now, and I'm not even trying to sound like a hipster or whatever, but like,
you are.
I really just no. I don't want to say empath because I don't know enough about the definition. No. I don't know enough about the definition to call myself that thing. I'm not gonna be like I'm an empath because I really don't even really know what it is. I believe that I can, I do have a sense of empathy, but I'm not gonna be like, oh, I'm an empath. Nah, I have empathy. Everybody should be an empath in some senses. Like everybody should have the ability to feel empathy. I think that is like an important trait to have, a great trait to have.
An empath is a person highly attuned to the feelings and emotions of those around them. Empaths feel what another person is feeling at a deep emotional level. We should all be empaths.
Their ability, no, hold on.
That's the exact one I was reading too.
Their ability to discern what others are feeling goes beyond empathy, which is defined simply as the ability to understand the feelings of others. Instead, being an empath extends to actually taking those feelings on.
Oh, maybe we shouldn't be.
Right. So really, you shouldn't be an empath. And an empath is someone who cannot separate the feeling.
You get too emotionally involved.
Yeah, you get too emotionally involved. And not necessarily inserting yourself, but just you can't help but live in the world that this emotion is in.
Oh man, there's a whole bunch of empaths on Twitter. They all over Twitter.
Alleged.
When my cousin got locked up for the first time, and like I knew he was going to jail for a long time, my bed felt hard. Like I literally almost put myself in the cell with him. You know what I mean? Like I felt so dumb about it, but like I couldn't sleep because like I was so uncomfortable. Like I was literally like, I could only imagine what he was going through, and it made it very, very fucking difficult for me to sleep. I was like 19. It's probably like 18 because he was like 17 at the time. So yeah, I was so disappointed. It was a gun charge. I'm like, oh, this nigga's going up the river. Like they definitely sent him up the river. But that feeling would not fucking leave me. And so I think, yes, there is a difference between being empathetic and kind of, oh man, that's really rough, man. I feel bad for you. And I literally am you in this moment. And it's difficult to find myself in this moment because this thing is now also happening to me. That's a very different feeling. And I think it deserves a different definition. So look into it. I'm not saying you are, but look into it because there may be some truth and depth that you may be rejecting because you're a fucking hipster.
No, I'm not a fucking hipster. I just don't like the term. I don't like a lot of overused terms, but I don't really like if somebody was like, "Oh, describe yourself with terms that are common," you know? I really wouldn't know what to say because I'm not like that's a whole nother conversation. But my point is, I feel like it almost makes me feel guilty telling people like, "Yo, I really don't want to hear about this right now." And it almost makes me feel selfish for saying it's because I'm gonna feel like shit if you tell me this, you know, and like for you, it might just be venting. You might just be like you want someone to listen, you want to vent, but like you might go into details about things. You might go into and I'm gonna listen because I listen pretty well, you know, and like I feel things pretty well, and like I see where your point of view is, and I feel that shit, and it's not gonna like the way that you're listening, you're like, oh, thanks for listening, and you move on, and then the next day happens. That shit can stay with me, you know, and I could talk about it with other people, and it's almost as if like you've, like I said, like you said, how you a sponge. I'm pretty much the same way, but that shit just never gets wrung out. Like unless I'm talking about it with other people, and like I'm trying to like come up to sense with it, like it doesn't feel as bad as like I guess an empath would, where it's like an intense emotional feeling. But I do feel something, you know. It definitely could bring me down, you know. And I tried to prevent that, but some people take offense to it. Like that's why I had my answer for you, how where it's like, because I was trying to figure it out. I'm like, why can't people be told no? Like, why can't people just like, you know, accept that if you're not ready to talk about something, then that's it, you know, like, and it shouldn't be like they shouldn't be mad about that, especially if you're not ready for it. And my answer, my only thing that I would come up with is like people just naturally don't like rejection, and that feels almost like a rejection by you saying I can't talk about this right now, or I don't want to talk about this right now. They'll take it personally, and it makes them feel like they came to you with this and you weren't accepting it. So now they have to kind of like sit with it on their own. And it might affect your relationship. Like they might not come to you trying to talk to you about this stuff ever again. And, you know, they might have taken it in a different way than you intended. And that sucks too. Because I would hate for me to kind of like say, I can't talk about this right now. I'm not in the right space to talk about this right now with you. And they just never open up ever again. And then I'm just kind of like, that affects the way that because you know it's not like that. It's just right now is not the right time.
But do you guys, and this question I posed to both of you, do y'all just let anybody tell you their problems? Because for me, as I said with you the other day when it came to like arguing, like I don't argue with everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't like I have to have genuine feelings for you in order to engage in an argument with you. There's almost like I have this like boundary, and that boundary can very easily brush a lot of shit off. You know what I mean? And it's just like, damn, bro, that's crazy. And it'll just get left there. But when I care about somebody and I'm invested in their happiness and I'm invested in their well-being, then yeah, I take it more personally when things are happening with them or to them. And that is truly not everybody. I think a lot of people would consider me a friend, but I don't consider everyone a friend. You know what I mean? Like it's just something, it's just, there's a line for me, you know? And I can very much, again, be that person who's like listens and like, oh man, you're gonna be all right, man. It's all good. You know what I mean? Hey, have you tried this? And just like lend out advice and not wear it. But if say you or Dame or like, you know, some of my older friends from school or something like that, where they hit me and be like, hey man, I'm going through a tough time. like, yeah, I'm gonna wear that a little bit more. And all right, well, let's try to figure this thing out together. You know what I mean? Because I'm invested in your happiness, and I'm not invested in everybody's happiness. That would be a poor investment, because not everybody is invested in their own happiness.
Some people like you said, some people like being miserable.
Yeah,
gives them something to talk about. You know,
give them something. It makes them interesting. You know what I'm saying? It gives them some. You know, some. It definitely happens, especially in this age of clout. You know what I mean? People who will literally post on their Facebook, "Nobody talk to me. I'm turning my phone off."
Oh my gosh.
The fuck is that? Like, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit is so goofy.
It's like, just don't stop. Just don't use it.
Yeah, just don't use it. Turn it off. What happened?
People that's
Why
like
are you telling everybody?
The people that's taking social media breaks.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, come on, bro.
It's like,
we did not need to know that.
I'm gonna be off this. Some of y'all need to do this too. Peace. So yeah, why you subbing? Just
social
go.
Media cleansing.
Yeah, just go, yo. Like,
just go, bro.
It's okay to just go. You don't got to be like, hey, y'all, I'm leaving. I'm moving in silence. You know that people, as opposed to everybody says. So yeah, yo, I be moving in silence. It's like, all right.
You just said so. You just broke the silence.
Yeah, you just
say this.
But yeah, nah, that's an interesting conversation. I'm glad we had that. I'm glad we deep dive into that, because it's literally something, and that always blows my mind too, how people could be thinking about similar topics and you don't ever have that conversation with that person, but you're kind of like on the same like wavelength of like, this is how you're feeling right now. Because I'm telling you, I literally had that conversation probably this week or last week with one of my friends about like the idea of like, you know, rejection or like, you know, ghosting in the sense, but it's really just like more immediate what I was talking about. Just, I can't have this conversation with you right now. And it's like, we shouldn't talk about this. So that's interesting that's come up for you. But yeah, y'all got anything else like closing things on this or?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just protect your peace, and make sure that your relationships are two-way streets and that they're serving you as well as you serving them. Because, you know, and don't think history means that you are indebted to someone. You're constantly changing. They're constantly changing, and you constantly need to be updating. Now, your phone has a software update. Your emotions and your expectations can also be updated, so that you don't have to, oh man, we've always been like this. This has always been our relation. It doesn't have to be. You know what I mean? So constantly do the checks. Make sure that the people in your life are serving you and they're adding to your peace and not taking from it.
On a lighter note, let's get into some media that's just come out in the last time, because we got music to talk about, but let's talk about more on the film side of everything. I'm trying to remember. You got the Black Panther film trailer that came out.
Super Mario,
which I definitely want to talk about because I'm mad excited for the NCU. And as in Nancy, the NCU is finally out. And honestly, I already think that they're gonna take all my money.
Yeah, they come in with this type of production. Woo.
Yeah, I already feel like the NCU for me might take the cake for me more than like if there was like an NCU and MCU movie in the theaters at the same time, I'd probably
the NCU one first.
I'd probably go for the NCU one first because it looks like they're trying to build it up to the point where it's gonna be like Mario. They're gonna come out with a Zelda movie. They're gonna come out
Super Smash, bro, in 2030. Super Smash Brothers.
It's gonna be like
it's
the
gonna
Avengers,
be crazy,
bro. Come on, son. It's gonna be like I feel the like watching that trailer gave me the excitement. I was like, oh shit, like I want to see this the same way Marvel has been able to like put all these blocks in place and be like, all right, we got all these characters. You've seen them. They got a couple movies out. Now let's put them together. Like, son,
yeah.
An Ocarina of Time movie would be so stupid, bro. My God.
Son,
oh my God. That shit would be crazy.
And it's coming.
Yeah, what Nintendo characters do you want to see get their own movie? Get their own solo movie? I think the Zelda movie would be fucking phenomenal. Like that shit could win awards, I think, if they do that right.
For sure.
Which storyline? Twilight Princess, Ocarina of Time.
There's mad different options. They could even try something new if they
Mask
want
of
to.
Majora.
Yeah, they could even try.
But just speaking from like world creation, like just seeing what they're doing with the Mario shit, I can only fucking imagine what they do with a world like that.
Yeah. These are franchises, man, for sure.
I feel like Donkey Kong would be pretty fun.
Donkey Kong would be one
movie
with Diddy Kong and everything.
Yeah, Diddy Kong, all of them, Captain K. Rool, all them people like that's in that. They could definitely build a world around that.
Luigi got to get his own spinoff, yo.
Son, Luigi's Mansion, bro.
A Luigi's Mansion movie would be crazy.
Yeah.
So if you watch the trailer again,
Halloween time,
there was some like not horror elements, but they used like the skeleton Koopas.
Mm-hmm.
But I think they might have like a Luigi's Mansion kind of vibe at some point in the movie, because here's what I think is happening, just based on the trailer. You guys remember the penguins, and the penguins from, I think it was the Nintendo 64.
Yeah, the original,
Mario 64. Yeah.
Don't talk to me about me and my son ever again.
Wait, what?
I hope that's like an internet meme where it's like if you drop like the penguin off the stage, it comes back and like you try to it changes the dialogue. If you talk to like the father penguin,
I do remember that.
Don't talk to me and my son ever again, and that's become like an internet like sensation. Sorry, if that's in the movie, I'm gonna lose my shit. But I feel like it will.
I mean, for Sonic, they did the way.
Show me the way.
What other movies would you like to see come from Nintendo?
I feel like I never really got into Fire Emblem as much. Like I never got into those games, but I feel like they could definitely do a lot with that too, like with the whole swordsman arc and all that stuff and how they build that world and everything. Kirby, though, like,
oh man,
Kirby would be fire. The whole Meta Knight.
Can't talk though. Nobody should be casted as Kirby.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody else can though. I feel
Kirby
like
should just have its own account. Like they just run Kirby as like its own personality online and everything. Could have a Kirby interview where he don't talk. Somebody just talk with them.
Isn't Kirby a girl?
No,
it's a boy.
No, Kirby's a boy.
I think they would adjust that. That would be their woke moment when they make Kirby a girl.
Nah, I feel like it's anti-woke if they do that.
Right, because why can't a boy be pink?
Yeah, exactly. Why would they do that?
What if Kirby's the first gay Nintendo character? Why can't we just live in that world? Right?
I'm sure Mario's gonna have one.
Facts. One of them Koopas gonna be
Toad.
Yeah, like who's most likely to be a gay?
So yo, come out the shell. Come out your shell, man.
Whoa.
Come out your shell.
It's gonna be in there.
A Metroid movie.
Yeah, Samus.
Yeah, it was
that live action.
Yeah, definitely. That could be fire.
I would love to see maybe not like a Scarlett Johansson, but like one of the newer.
Sit with that bitch and everything.
Yeah,
exactly.
No Scarlett Johansson.
No more Scarlett Johansson.
Keep her away from any Japanese products.
I remember when they were talking about like potential casting, like if they were gonna do like a live action Zelda movie, for example, people were saying the girl from Euphoria could play a good Zelda. Jules?
I like the girl from House of Dragons, who played young Rhaenyra.
Yeah.
She's really good. I think she has to look for it too. They could do like a younger and older too, because she looks like she's a fucking child still, even though she's like 22.
Yeah. There's a lot they could do with it, man. And it doesn't all have to be like completely clean. You know what I mean? I don't know how y'all didn't say Pokemon, but
they already started that. I don't know if they're gonna start brand new, but I think
Detective Pikachu.
Yeah.
Detective Pikachu was actually, I thought it was okay.
It was good. Pokemon looked great.
Obviously, they did, but that can't be the world.
Yeah, it has to be like an actual, like fully animated Pokemon movie. I got to see Pallet Town, yo. Like for what it really is.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? We got to do Pallet Town. We got to do Ash.
Yeah, Pallet Town can't look like fucking Queens.
Yeah, exactly. It can't like Toronto or some shit. Like, nah.
Are they actually gonna go back to the Mewtwo arc, the Mew and Mewtwo arc?
Ooh, Mewtwo Strikes Back.
Son, if they do that
again,
be
hard.
People
matter of fact, I think I want to watch that.
They did tease it though, didn't they? Did they tease it?
Well, Mewtwo was the most powerful.
Yeah,
character in the movie too. So
they have done they did reanimate Mewtwo Strikes Back recently, I think within the last few years. They gave it like a more, modern computer digital look to it. But it was the same movie. But I couldn't really get into it, and I hope they don't do. The animation in Detective Pikachu was great, and I hope they can create like a world out of it.
You know what? I gotta play Earthbound, and I think it's available on the Switch.
Earthbound, I have to play that too. I've heard
I've heard Earthbound was like one of the greatest RPGs of all time, and we've just like never played it. But we all love Ness from Super Smash Brothers. You know what I mean? Like, that's another story they could tell. They could tell the
Star Fox.
Star Fox. That's where I was going next.
Yeah. Up in space with it. Come on, son. They'd be going crazy in there. Yeah, Star Fox would be a pretty dope one, but I doubt. They definitely would try to do some like pro-military type shit. I guarantee they're gonna drop some. It's gonna be mad propaganda. Yeah. Hell yeah, hell yeah, bro. Hell yeah. Probably the same way. I don't know like a lot of like story like how Metroid and stuff, but they probably would try to do the same shit with that too. A lot of propaganda with that.
No, like I think that Metroid was like based off like Alien. It was based off the original like Alien movies. Okay. It was always supposed to be like creepy, like very much. It would actually who is Samus's
character? Like, what's her objective? Is she just fight an alien hunter? Like, what is?
She's a space like warrior kind of, and I think she just. Good fucking question. What is? There's not a whole lot of story there. Like I never played Prime. I think Prime was probably the one that had
the GameCube,
yeah, for the GameCube, probably had like the most storyline. But I know in the original, she's just trying to get an egg. She's trying to get like an alien egg back to its home world before a bigger alien destroys it. But I think it would be interesting to go in like a horror type lane with it. You know what I mean? I'm just, again, it doesn't all have to be PG. You know what I mean? I think they could do like a more adult, even the Zelda story would probably lean more in the teen kind of action space as opposed to like bubbly and Nintendo, right? So
it depends because with the new releases and everything, there's like a whole new generation that has gotten into Breath of the Wild and like will continue to get into Breath of the Wild too. So they could tailor it more for them as well as us because we grew up with that. But like it depends on which Zelda they lean into. If they're going back to like Link in the Past or like like you said, Ocarina of Time, that probably is more tailored for us because I doubt a lot of like new generations have played those games just because they're like harder to get it's hard to get their hands on that type of stuff unless you get like an N64 or like you emulate or something like that. Yeah, them too, bro. I was thinking
this is the movie that we need next. Animal Crossing movie.
I thought it's gonna be a while for that one though.
It'll go crazy, bro.
It's the anime, right? It's the Animal Crossing anime movie.
Oh, there is already one.
I've seen it.
Yeah, there's one.
I've not seen it, but I've seen the like stuff for it.
Mm-hmm. And there's an abridged version that's hilarious.
like where people are actually dubbing the voices over, or?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then they actually do like a good job, like Dragon Ball Z abridged type shit. It was just pretty good.
Oh, that's funny. I gotta watch that. But yeah, I would definitely love to like see the Animal Crossing characters and everything, and it would just be subtitles. Everybody's just kind of speaking.
See Tom Nook harassing you for your loan money.
Yeah, like what that movie be about? Just like somebody in debt. Definitely make a hood movie out of that. It's like you gonna get evicted. Yeah, but yeah, all like the first early characters. F-Zero would be a great addition as well. Like for those like who is like familiar with Captain Falcon, he has like a racing arc. Like he's always like with the vehicles and racing. They could do a lot with that. A lot of product placement with that.
But what if they did a Nintendo basketball movie? Because they had the Super Mario Street. They had the Mario Basketball, Mario Base. They had all these, sports games. What if they
soccer?
Yeah.
Yo, Mario Party movie, son.
Oh, that's crazy.
What if they fucked around and did Conker's Bad Fur Day? Y'all ever fuck with that?
Conquer?
No, what's that?
That's a deep cut, son. That's a
it's a deep cut.
That's
bro.
like Banjo Kazooie. They're like deep cut.
In the MCU, bro. We're down to Moon Man, bro. We're down to like fucking like Namor and shit. Yeah, Moon Knight. My fault.
Talking about Kid Cudi and shit.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like we're in deep cut territory. So yeah, we're talking like 10, 12 years down the line. But like there's that much, you know what I'm saying? There's that much that they can
be cool too. But Conquer, they have to even like, because Nintendo also has a bad habit of abandoning some of their classic characters. Yeah, like they just come out with a game and it's like it doesn't like
Conquer
hit
would
for
be
them.
would be their Deadpool.
Yeah, who? He's a Conquer.
Conquer would be their Deadpool. Like it would just be completely off-brand, M-rated. You know what I mean? Like just like not really.
They're never gonna do anything M-rated for Nintendo,
bro.
Okay, probably not. I don't know. I don't see that.
All their games are rated E,
except Conquer. Conquer was rated M when it came out on Nintendo 64. Like the first scene of that game is like him being drunk and getting kicked out of a bar and throwing up.
So me.
It was basically the Tren original villain story. Yeah, for sure.
I could play that nigga. Sign me up. It could be. Who knows? You know, I doubt it because like Nintendo just definitely abandoned some of their classics. But Banjo Kazooie, I could see being more of a possibility too because you know they made like 3 of those games, I think, or 2. So
what if they did Perfect Dark?
See now I'm on a whole different era. Like I'm not even sure with that.
You don't know Perfect Dark? It was like after GoldenEye, like right after GoldenEye.
The 007 Perfect Dark?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Damn, son, yes, crazy.
But that's not in the Bond. Like that's not in like a Bond.
No. It was made by the same creator. It was their own. So basically, they only had the license for that one game, and they wanted to make another game with their own property. So they made Perfect Dark. Y'all really? Wow. Okay,
no, I've seen it. I've heard of it, but I've never played it, and I've never had to play it. So
the gameplay was exactly the same as GoldenEye. It was just a little bit. It was like more futuristic. There were like lasers and shit like that.
Again, I think that's more mature. I think that's like I don't think we're getting that, at least for now.
Yeah, no, probably not now. I'm just at this point we're in deep cut territory. They're gonna redo Pokemon. I think they'll probably bank on Animal Crossing because it's still relevant today. I think we'd get an Animal Crossing before we got like a Metroid.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like in the beginning, like the building stages, they'd kind of do the same thing that they did with Marvel, where it's like Iron Man, Thor, like the original cuts. And I feel like
I think they're going to make them more action based, whereas Animal Crossing would kind of come off as more maybe like slice of life type of a thing. I could see Animal Crossing being. I mean, we're going way in the future, but when Nintendo wants to start making series and shit. Because they're gonna want to be able to. They're gonna have to stream their movies somewhere. So wherever they decide to, their streaming platform to be, I don't know if they want to do Nintendo Plus streaming.
Yeah, they're gonna make their own, and I'm gonna be tight.
Yeah,
on the Switch, it's gonna be just available on the Switch.
I could see an Animal Crossing like series, maybe like more geared for kids. They'll have some D cups in there. We'll see like tournament, and for like the older folk and shit like that.
Rossetti, if you turn the shit
Rossetti,
off, turn it back
yeah,
on.
because you don't even see Rossetti in New Horizons or anything.
But nah, I'm excited. I'm really excited, But I think they would start off with like the originals, the OGs, the Star Fox, the Donkey Kongs, like the first type of games that Nintendo was making,
Yeah.
And then when they get into like the phase 3, phase 2, we'll probably see shit like Pac-Man is not really Nintendo, but like I'm sure we will see more like of the.
That's what I was thinking. What is that? Sega? No.
Nah. That's like
what is
a
Pac-Man?
whole. I think it's Atari.
Pac-Man got a lot of money behind it. Isn't that like one of the top grossing games of all time? So
yeah, and niggas is paying for that shit in quarters, bro. Like that's crazy. Like, yeah.
No add-ons or nothing.
Yeah. But we can move on from the NCU. I'm mad excited for that. I think the casting was great though. Like Jack Black is Bowser.
Black. So I had my I was a little iffy about it at first, but he sounds good. Whatever they do into his voice, maybe it could be a little bit deeper, but hey, it sounds pretty damn good to me.
Facts. Charlie Day as Luigi is excellent casting. Because that nigga just breeds like anxiety. Like whenever I see Charlie Day's face, he just looks like a nervous like wreck. And I'm like, Luigi is very much like the fidgety person. So I'm like, that's perfect too. I'm down to give Chris Pratt a chance. I know we was talking off air of like if he would do an accent or not. I'm kind of glad he didn't.
Word.
So because that would have been mad weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you said, D, it kind of has to grow on me too, before we actually like say.
It looks great though. They didn't botch any designs.
Yeah, facts.
True to the source material, true to the design. He has a mustache, so so far it looks good.
Before we move on from that, because it's funny that you bring that up. Somebody told me the other day that they think that the whole Sonic thing that happened, that whole debacle, was a part of like the plan for that like marketing for the movie. Like
if it was, that was a damn good idea.
Yeah.
If it was, that was a damn good idea.
Would you subscribe to that? You think they would actually do that, or like? Because a lot of people said that they were actually done. Like the movie was like they actually had scenes and stuff with that character in there, and they had to scrap it and redo the whole thing. Well, could that have just been promotion, or I don't know.
I think so. That might have been like a fucking like one of the what do they call that? Like not like a prototype. What do they call like a prototype in the film world? Like like a prototype design, a reference sketch or whatever. Or, something they just had. Yeah, that they
concept
just
art.
held on to concept art that they held on to because they thought it was funny. They did the movie and everything, and then they were like, "Yo, what if we use this?"
Yeah,
I could definitely 1000% believe that.
I agree. I think it's possible. I don't know if that's what happened, but it's 100% possible that they purposely put out a bad take, a bad version. It's all CGI. It's they literally could just it's a trailer. You know what I mean? The trailer is often not what they've actually been working on. They have a whole different team with different properties and different assets, I guess is what you call them, that they create the trailers with based on where production is, right? Sometimes whole scenes in movies are only in the trailers, so it's definitely possible, especially, since it's just CGI. I don't know how much work it takes to reanimate stuff like that or fix the design, but the structure is still there. You know what I mean?
They
I
did
know
it within
that
a couple
much
months.
about.
Oh, and actually, no, they had to push the movie back.
Yeah,
quote unquote.
8 months. Yeah, like 8 months or so. It was from the launch of the first trailer. It wasn't a year. Like from the launch of the first trailer to the movie dropping, I don't think.
Yeah.
So, good shit. I thought the movie was okay. I thought it was a pretty good movie.
It was a great movie.
Yeah.
I love the first. I love the second one. I love the second one just as much as the first one.
Third one's gonna be dope too when they introduce. I'm sure they're gonna introduce Rouge. I'm sure they're gonna like Shadow is like in the post credit scene.
Shadow's coming.
I'm like,
we're gonna see Supersonic most likely. Well, more Supersonic.
Oh yeah.
Y'all kind of spoiling too. I didn't.
Bro, that movie's been out. I'm sorry if you ain't see it.
It's been a minute, bro. It's like a year.
Fuck me. That's fine.
Bro, watch the shit. Just watch it, bro. Just watch it. You know Knuckles is in there, right?
Yeah. That was in the trailer.
Yeah, bro. Watch that shit, man. It's really not much to spoil. But we'll
except Supersonic and Shadow, nigga. What the fuck? Those are very large spoilers. This doesn't matter.
It's literally all right. We're done. I'll leave it. But do you have anything to say about because I haven't seen the Black Panther trailer, the newest one. But did it get you more hype? Like, did they show more? Anything else?
Yeah, I'm excited for get you a little bit more excited for the other characters that they didn't really shine too much of a light on in the first trailer. Like, we see more Namor, Ironheart. We get to see a little bit more of her, so I'm excited to see how she fits into the story, where she comes from. Because I'm not too.
She's getting her own show and movie too, right?
Yeah, and I'm not too privy to the character at all. I probably had to ask my brother. He reads more of the comics than I do, so like. I'm sure he's read up on all these stories because they push out all these comics before they introduce these characters into the movies, or in the shows, the same way they did with Miss Marvel. So I'm sure he's read up all upon it. I'll ask him about it when I see him next week. And but yeah, I'm excited to see how she fits into the story, where she exactly comes from, how she gets there, how she gets all the tech. I'm excited, man. It looks good, and yeah, they show they're paying true the tribute to the Chadwick and the character T'Challa is going to be there. So it's going to be a beautiful movie.
Someone made a point that I don't think I considered before, because I was definitely in the recast T'Challa boat. I was definitely someone who was like, just recast him. I felt like the character meant too much to let it die with Chadwick. And again, it would be great to see another black actor get that spotlight. That was just kind of my perspective. But someone brought up the point, like, and this is basically what they said. Well, Ryan Coogler and the cast were his friends. They weren't just like on a movie. Those were his friends. So Ryan Coogler probably knows the best way to memorialize his friend. And what we're actually going to see while we're watching a movie is we're going to see an artist grieve for someone that they've lost in a way that we've never seen. And I thought that was a really powerful perspective that I kind of wasn't coming into the movie with. Ryan Coogler and Chadwick were good friends. You know what I mean? They worked together a bunch, and this is the star of the movie. This is the highest solo Marvel film of all time. And the man died, like literally while they were thinking about making a second one. So you're actually...
Coogler said he thought about walking away from filmmaking because of it.
Right. So I think what we're going to see is more important than just what the next MCU movie is. And I'm definitely interested to see that aspect of it. Like, we already know it's going to be emotional, but this is a very, very different. This is not just explaining away a character's disappearance from a movie. This is a friend making art while grieving, So I think that's a very different conversation. The trailer itself was very dope. I love the clear setup for the conflict between the Atlanteans and the Wakandans. I think there's going to be some type of agitation from an outside source, and it's going to lead to infighting between two factions that are probably more alike than they are different. And there will be some type of resolution in that regard. But in the meantime, you're going to see motherfuckers getting their ass kicked, because like, it's going to be amazing. I really, really think it's going to be amazing. And there is a bit of some reveals in the trailer I won't get into, but I'm definitely interested to see how that's going to play out, because there's a lot of speculation on what it means and how far they're going to go. And I don't know. I don't even care. I don't even care to talk about it. I just want to see it.
Yeah. And that's coming out soon. That's next month.
Next month, November 12th, I want to say, something like that.
Facts. So, yeah, definitely go see that. Have y'all seen, I know a lot of people have been talking about it, but I'm not sure if it's a movie or a show or like an album, but like the Kid Cudi project, did he drop something? It's like a movie?
Yeah, it was an Entergalactic. Yeah, so it's like he dropped a movie on Netflix. He dropped an album. I haven't watched the film. I listened to I listened to a bit of the album. I don't even know if it's. I don't think it's. I wouldn't say it's a soundtrack. I mean, it's a soundtrack for the movie, but I think it serves as a project on its own as well. I could definitely see maybe how the project was made, and then he pitched the idea of a movie after. I could definitely see that too. I haven't seen the film though. The album it's a Cudi album. It's cool. I'm not a huge Cudi guy. I'm not big into hums, but the humming on there is pretty alright.
The humming on there is pretty alright.
It's pretty alright. It's pretty alright. Not pretty good. Pretty alright.
Like wearing a smedium. That shit is smedium. I haven't heard it, and I haven't seen it, but I watched the trailer. Looks incredible. The art style looks a lot like Spider-Man into the Spider-Verse, yeah. Which was literally fucking flawless. It's the greatest Spider-Man movie ever made. Probably one of the greatest animated movies ever made. So I'm very interested to see that style, and I love the fact that it's just kind of like a rom-com almost, or just like a love story. it's like an animated Love Jones. Like, all right, I'm in. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not much you got to tell me to get me in the door, and then to know that Cudi, and I feel like it is a soundtrack. I feel like it is the soundtrack to the movie, and I don't know which came first. You know, it might. So, do you guys remember when Jay-Z made American Gangster?
Yes. I like that album.
I thought it was a great album, and apparently Jay just watched the movie and got super inspired, and like in like 11 days, just crafted one of his best albums in years, just off of watching a fucking Denzel Washington movie. So I do wonder if Cudi, because Cudi acts, right? It's not like that's not something he does. Maybe he did get this role and was in the process of creation and was just like, man, I could totally do the whole soundtrack for this. And somebody thought it was a great idea and they put it together. I actually don't want to listen to the project until I see the movie, because if that's the inspiration, I don't want to lose context. So I want to see it, hear it, because I'm a visual person, and I think most people are visuals in the sense of you're more likely to remember liking something if you see it before you hear it. So I do want to give it the context that it requires, because I don't resonate with Cudi's music that often, you know. So let me kind of get the full picture. And he's always had cinematic music, right? Like the Man on the Moon, the whole concept, right? It's always kind of been that for him. So I'm very happy for him. I'm happy to see that he was able to create a project in this capacity, because I think this is probably something he's always wanted to do. So let's do it. I'm interested.
Yeah, I think I might check it out too. I just haven't had time to be watching a lot of stuff, but for the first time this week, I watched Goodfellas. I never seen Goodfellas before, but I watched it for the first time, which is pretty interesting. I'm not sure if y'all saw that. A lot of people say it's a classic in that era of movie making. Martin Scorsese, Ray Liotta, rest in peace. He just died this year, like I believe. The guy who played a lot of people from Sopranos were in there too. Michael Imperioli was in there. The guy who played Paulie, I forgot what his name was. Sorry, it's a shame that I did. Was in there. Of course, what's his name? Robert De Niro, Joe Pesci. Yeah, it was a bunch of people in there, and like I like what's his name? The girl who played Dr. Melfi in Sopranos. A lot of great people in there and a lot of recognizable faces, and it felt good, like coming off of like watching The Sopranos like not too long ago. It felt good watching a lot of like that same era movie. The Godfather series is next. I've never seen the Godfather movies, so that's kind of next on my list to watch. And yeah, that's really it. Apparently, for the Sopranos watchers, Goodfellas is like almost the story of, like, for those who are familiar with like season one, there's a guy who snitched, and it's kind of like the story of that guy and how he snitched and everything that goes on in that. So I don't know, I thought that was pretty cool how they kind of like based a season of Sopranos off of this like classic movie, a little bit. So
I've actually never seen Goodfellas either. Am I mistaken by? No, I'm thinking of The Untouchables. The Untouchables is about Elliot Ness.
Elliot Ness.
Yeah. And, I always mix
this is
those
about
up.
Henry Hill, I think his name is, who was like a snitch for one of the families out of New York. But I guess that's kind of spoiling it. But
is that the classic How Am I Funny? Is that good?
Yeah, How Am I Funny? Yeah, How Am I Funny? He's like, I don't know, you funny. He's like,
funny like a clown?
Funny looking.
Like I'm a joke.
Funny a joke. Yeah, nah. And what's it called? The go get your fucking shine box. That shit. Yeah, cause it's crazy. Great movie though. But I'll definitely watch Godfather next and update y'all on that. Any more media that's out lately? In terms of movies, shows. House of Dragon still good to y'all? You tuning out now?
No, actually, the last episode was fucking amazing. Like episode 7 was ridiculous. Actually,
wait,
like
what show we talking about?
House of Dragons.
Oh, bro, that shit kicking all the way up. We time jumping again next week.
Facts. I thought it was dope. I thought it was I feel like episode 6. I still feel like it wasn't that great of an episode. I feel like it was a lot of setup because they did the time jump. Now you have to reintroduce yourself to these characters, and then episode 7 was like, and now shit is popping off. And so the fucked up thing is there's only 3 episodes left, and there's mad shit to do.
Yeah, from what I hear from the people, like, you know, from the videos that I watch, shit really don't even, like, the Dance of the Dragon that this is based off of doesn't really kick off until the king die. Yeah, the king ain't die yet. So this shit
motherfucker
really
not on, like
shit really
like
not
Michael
happening.
Jackson
bro. Son, in the preview for the next episode, he looks crazy.
This motherfucker's literally just deteriorating, bro. Like every episode, he's just like worse and worse.
Lost the finger,
you
lost the hand, lost the arm.
His fucking back is all pussy and shit. Like it's mad fucked up shit happening to this man, and he's just like not kicking the bucket. And it was just like, yo, everyone's waiting for him to die. It's fucked up because like literally everyone is like, the whole thing is that they're positioning themselves to be in the best position when this man croaks. Like they're expecting it. And this motherfucker
Succession.
I was considering watching Succession, restarting Succession, because I think I fell off after like episode 3, even though it was very good. Like it was very well acted, great characters, a lot of drama. But I don't be caring about white people that much. Like just not in that way, but just like
I do.
You mean it just like that? But yeah, I just don't be caring about white people problems like that, bro. Especially rich.
Except for How I Met Your Mother. That was good white people. I like that. Shout out Neil Patrick Harris.
Inspiration for Free Play. Surprisingly enough, I watched that whole series before.
Yeah.
Whatever. We'll get into another time. But anything else y'all been watching before we get into music?
Did y'all watch She-Hulk or anything?
I'm watching it, but only because it's Marvel, yo. But like that shit is
ass.
2-pack of ass.
What has of mid.
Since like let's have the discussion. Let's have a discussion for 5 minutes. Since Endgame, what hasn't been mid?
Loki, WandaVision.
Yeah,
those two were great.
Yeah.
Loki and WandaVision were great.
Legitimately great.
What If was amazing.
What If was even movies, because we have Black Widow, right? We had Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi, I like Shang-Chi.
It was mid, bro. I couldn't get into it.
I like Shang-Chi.
I like Shang-Chi. I saw the IMAX though. That's another.
Doctor Strange was mid. Spider-Man was mid.
Mid of madness.
Yeah,
definitely mid of madness.
Falcon and the Winter Soldier was
definitely it was good for like
it wasn't bad
for certain moments.
It wasn't like I loved it in the end. Like once he became Captain America, that was great. But then the series was over.
Yeah.
So that was more like a fucking a setup for his movie that's coming out. But ultimately mid. Miss Marvel super mid. So now I would say that's low level trash. Moon Knight mid
pretty much. I liked the one part. I liked the parts where he would black out and then wake up and had killed everybody.
Yes.
That was fire. Great concept. They didn't do it enough.
I like where they're headed now. With the other personality that we didn't get to see. So I like where they're headed with that. Eternals was decent. I liked Eternals, but it wasn't like great. It wasn't like groundbreaking or anything. I think we talked about it for what it was.
I think we talked about that. I liked how it ended in a way where it was like shit isn't fine. Shit is still fucked up and like it's gonna get worse. Like thing is kicking off. It ended in a way where it's like, all right, you did this, so now we're gonna get into this. So I like how it didn't end in like everybody saves the day and then post credit.
Before I say this, Hod, have you seen the post credit scene for Eternals?
Yeah.
Okay, so I like where they're headed with Blade, and I hope they're still doing that. We had mentioned a few episodes ago about Blade, and the director of Blade. The director has since left the film, so I believe right now the director list.
Like, he's gonna be Muslim. He's like, damn.
And fuck, like, I want this movie to still happen, but there's a lot of red flags right now. It's never good when the director leaves.
in the middle of the fucking
the middle of production like this, unless like he had some type of family emergency. I didn't read into how or why he left. If it was creative differences or what, but that's never a good sight.
It's typically not a good sight, but Marvel
and it doesn't
switches
happen often with Marvel though.
Well, maybe not
it doesn't
Marvel,
happen often.
But some of the bigger
DC does that a lot.
Yeah, some of the bigger.
But you expect that from DC because they tried to play catch up, and their vision was different from what a lot of the directors thought they should have been doing. They ended up going with a Marvel nigga anyway with Joss Whedon. Zack Snyder did have to leave for personal reasons, but they didn't like the direction that he was going anyway. So I think DC's just a fucking mess, period. Like, they can't even control their fucking actors, let alone the people directing them.
Do you think Morbius kind of scared them a little bit? Like, what happened with Morbius?
I feel like Morbius was like a kind of a success, if I'm being honest with you guys. Like, I know it bombed in the box office, but it's gonna go down as like one of those, I don't want to say a cult classic. Let me say, Morbius was not as bad as the internet made it out to be.
Oh, you saw it?
It was not as bad. Not as bad. Like, it wasn't a great movie. It wasn't it wasn't even mid, but it wasn't fucking Catwoman or anything. It wasn't the Fantastic Four or anything. Like,
it dead was.
It had
it's crazy
moments.
that you saying that. It dead was, bro. It dead was.
No,
terrible,
it wasn't, bro. No, it wasn't. It was like it wasn't as bad as like when niggas like were flaming Fantastic Four when that shit came out and you saw it. You were like, okay. I understand all the shit it was getting, but this. Not so much. I can see where the clownery comes in. Where like, yo, you guys decided to re-release the film because you had all this fucking internet meme action going on. You really released this, and it flunked even harder.
Part too.
It was a great decision, but it just didn't pan out. So I feel like it's gonna go down as like, yo, you remember Morbius? It's Morbin time. That's not gonna go anywhere.
It just
it's gonna have like that cult following.
There was literally not a scene in that movie that was original, that had dialogue that was interesting. It was literally, it was a mosh posh of other movies that you had seen, and it was like worse versions of all of them. It just wasn't a man. That was such a waste of fucking time, bro. Like, the entire thing was just a waste of time. And don't get me wrong, I don't like the Venom movies either. I don't think the Venom movies are good, like, whatsoever.
I never saw the second one. I didn't hate the first one. The first one was just like, I like whatever.
I like the fact that his characters, like, I like that they're both two different personalities, and that
I'm not
really
crazy about Tom Hardy.
I don't like this era that we're in, and I'm hoping that the Ant-Man movie, which the trailer leaked. I don't know if you guys saw the leaked trailer.
That's just gonna be fire.
That should go Quantum. What is it called? Quantum what?
Quantumania. Yeah.
I genuinely like the Ant-Man movies, to be honest with you.
They're always fun.
Yeah.
And the villains are always really good. Like, the design for them is good. Their story is good. And it always makes sense.
Son, that in Ant-Man 2, that villain, was it the Ghost? Or what was the
Ghost?
Ghost.
That whole, like, special effects that they had going for,
And they're bringing her back. She's going to be in the Thunderbolts.
Son, I can't wait, bro. I love that ability. That's probably one of my favorite special effects out of all the Marvel movies so far. That whole character design, I looked that up immediately. I was like, yo, how did they do that?
No, it was good, man. It was good. I really enjoyed both Ant-Man movies, and I think I just don't like this era of like quippy comic book movies. You know what I'm saying?
That's Marvel's shit, though. That's always been their shit.
But it really wasn't. Like, Iron Man is a quippy character, right?
Yes.
And anything that Iron Man is in was quippy. The Captain America movies were not quippy. The first Thor movie was not quippy. The second Thor movie was not quippy.
But that's why they were ass. That's why those movies didn't work.
No, Winter Soldier and Civil War are the two best non-Avengers Marvel movies. And neither one of those are quippy. They found a formula and they tried to replicate it in all of their properties. Spider-Man, Iron Man, and Ant-Man. Those movies make sense to be quippy. Shit, Black Panther wasn't quippy. Like, they're not supposed to be quippy. The fact that they changed the tone with Thor, made it more comedic, and it worked, they were like, oh, fuck it. All of our movies have got to be like that.
Yeah, I don't think they feel like they have to do those types of movies anymore in terms of, like, really making it like have a standalone plot, like not making it quippy like you're saying. I think they found that people gonna see that shit anyway, and they just don't have to invest as much into the story and the plot of it. Because to this day, I think I saw Iron Man a while ago, but I cannot tell you for the life of me what the plot was. I really don't remember a lot of what the plot was.
The first one?
Yeah, the first
one.
The
first one wasn't good. Honestly, none of the Iron Man movies were good.
Yeah, I like the first one.
I don't remember a lot of the plot.
I don't care for the second, or I don't care for the other ones. I can tell you what they're. I can't tell you what. The third one's about. Like what they're like taking his robots or some shit like that, and he was like fight. There's always robots in them. The second one was about finding the Mandarin nigga.
The Mandarin nigga
who wasn't actually the Mandarin.
Yeah.
You don't find out who the Mandarin is until 10 years later with the fucking Shang-Chi movie. But the first Iron Man was good in like movie sense. It wasn't good in MCU sense because it didn't move well. It wasn't paced well. But the whole
you kind of got to expect that from the very first MCU film, though. Like it's set in the foundation.
One. And the beauty of it was that they came out the gate. You saw Nick Fury, Tony Stark. I want to talk to you about the Avengers initiative. And it's just like, ooh, like this, like they really, that shit set off the movie industry, Hollywood, for the next fucking 15 years. And I just will always have an affinity for that. I just think that's dope to be able to like literally set the table. But again, the two best, and I don't think it's arguable, the two best non-Avengers MCU movies is Captain America Civil War and The Winter Soldier. And they were action-oriented. I think they tried to get back to that with Shang-Chi. But again, I just did not care for Shang-Chi. Like, I didn't care for the story. What about the new Daredevil series? Are you guys interested in that?
Yes, because Daredevil was like, I think Daredevil really set the scene for how like yo, we can do a serious Marvel series,
right?
And it could be super successful. I hear that the way that they're gonna do it is it's not gonna be like a next season of Daredevil. Obviously, Kingpin is still in the MCU, so he still exists.
Yeah.
Daredevil, they still have to have some type of relationship to each other. But I don't know if they're gonna bring back like Foggy or what's up?
Kingpin was in Hawkeye, right? He was on the Hawkeye show.
Yeah.
I was trying to remember what show Hawkeye.
Yeah. So they brought him back for that. Hawkeye was also not a bad show either.
It wasn't.
So I don't know if they're gonna bring back like Foggy or any of the other characters, but I know like he exists. He's been around. He has his costume. Have you guys all caught up with She-Hulk?
I haven't watched a lick of She-Hulk.
I haven't watched it, and I don't care. Spoil the fuck out of it.
Okay, so there is one post-credit scene where she's getting like her suit, and she's walking out of the suit place, and then like there's an open box, and you see like the Daredevil costume in it, and they're like, oh, we got a customer confidentiality. They cover it up, like so you see it, and then apparently, in episode 8, he's supposed to make like an appearance.
Yeah, I saw the clip of that. Did you see the clip of that?
I didn't see the clip, but
yeah,
I was just gonna watch the episode. I think it's like tonight or something. So I'll
probably
watch that.
I won't spoil it then. You can just watch that shit. But I saw the clip.
So I hope he stays in the series because he could definitely save it.
So I don't know if it's Charlie like Cox. Unless that was a draft, I don't know. That scene was kind of mid, but it was also pretty. I don't know. I haven't watched the series, so I don't know. Maybe
because the series is supposed to be like a sitcom comedy type shit, bro. Yeah. Like it's supposed to be like really sitcom-y.
Yeah,
like it's supposed to be like an adult. Fucking I don't know. Like she talks to camera at times, like shit like that.
Okay.
It's not good.
Exactly, yeah. Okay. So nothing else? Another shows and stuff, anticipated stuff that we can come up with? Okay. All right, let's get into the music, man. Let's talk about I don't know what y'all want to talk about first, because I've heard a couple different things.
I know I mentioned a couple of weeks ago that Freddie was dropping, and he did. Yeah. So he dropped let me get the name of that album real
Sold Separately.
Sold Separately.
Yeah, Sold Separately. Have you guys had a chance to listen to it yet?
Yes, absolutely.
I didn't finish it, but yeah.
You didn't finish it?
Solid.
Did you not like it, or?
No, I was enjoying it. Okay. I didn't have, man, I listen to music in settings. and I wasn't in the right settings.
Fair. That's fair. I liked it a lot personally. I don't really gravitate to Freddie Gibbs albums as much, but this felt like a great move on my part to check this album out. Cause I was debating, but I listened and I was pretty satisfied. Solid features, solid bars from Freddie. I was thinking about playing later on one of the songs from the album, but I was like, I chose something else. But I definitely would have played one of those songs.
What's some standouts for you?
The first one that stood out to me was the second half of was it Blackest in the Room? Was dope to me, bro. Lobster, was it called Lobster? I'm mixing it up with because he always mentions seafood. It's oyster perpetual, lobster omelet. Yeah, shit. That song for me, bro, is I run that shit back a lot. And it's it's definitely one of ever since I talked to you about like Rick Ross and how he always has these types of songs where you kind of know he's coming. You hear the beat and you automatically Ross needs to be on this track, and then he is. I think about that often.
Ross is always on the track that he should be on. He's always featured on, and he always fits. Even when they put him on, these super songs like God did, or putting him up with verses up against Wayne, Hove. He's been in some really competitive songs with some really, really high names, and that says a lot. It's just there's a respect. Niggas know what Ross brings to a track.
Right. Yeah. And it's it very much, because I think I told y'all before that when I listen, for the first time, I don't look at the features. I kind of just listen and kind of see if I can pick it apart. And I was really glad when that break happened and I heard because every time Ross comes on tracks, it's always the Maybach
always got dropped.
Yeah, that little sound effect. I was like, damn, this is great. And I hear that beat. That beat is fire, and I'm like, I'm ready for this, yo. Yeah, but it was dope. That's probably one of my favorite tracks. I like Space Rabbit, which there's
Rabbit Vision. Another one of mine.
There's a video for that too. Yeah, Rabbit Vision is really good. I like the track with Raekwon.
And Anderson .Paak.
Anderson .Paak. Yeah, no, I think is that the one with Raekwon?
Both of them. Yeah, they're both on it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that sounds fire. I think it feels so nice is what it's called. I think.
That Pusha T verse.
Pusha T, yeah, that was another good song on there. Yeah,
holy shit.
Yeah, crazy.
I love the Music Soul Child song, Grandma Stove.
Nigga, the first time I heard that, I thought that was Black. I think I thought that was Black when I first heard it. And then I was like, oh, that's Music Soul Child. And I checked the features later on. It was fire.
I love me some Music Soul Child.
Yeah, facts.
I loved all the little interludes and the little skits, phone calls he had at the end of a lot of the tracks from each. Kevin Durant. Who else do you have? Joe Rogan, Jeff Ross. Jesus. Was that Jesus from the Adult Swim show?
What's his name? The dude
Black Jesus?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I forgot what his real name was though. But I know his face.
They've been in shows together, right? I think he's appeared in that show, or was he in Black Dynamite or something like that? I don't know. They've definitely been on something together.
Probably. Yeah, they definitely have some sort of
same personality type.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I really did enjoy that album. I really did.
Solid album.
Yeah.
Anybody else?
Slink Johnson. Slink Johnson is the guy who plays Jesus on Black Jesus.
Yeah.
Might have been him.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, they're definitely solid. Tory dropped. I don't know if y'all liked Tory albums or if y'all listened to.
I said I was gonna. I haven't listened to it yet, but I'm gonna give it a listen. My young boys have told me. Some of them told me it's good. Some of them told me it's mid. But
it's good. It is good. I listened to it. It's good. And don't kill me for going to a Tory album before I go to a Gibbs album. I actually think Gibbs is a better artist, but I like Tory, here's the thing. I'm in a certain mindset right now, and Tory's sound is very much in line with that for me currently. I was actually a little disappointed because it's more rap.
Right.
It's more of a rap album, which I don't mind. I don't mind Tory as a rapper, but it wasn't the Tory I was looking for. But I mean, it was a good album. He makes really good albums, and he's a really fucking talented dude, bro. Like, he's an undeniably talented dude. He seems like a shithead, but he's an undeniably talented dude. The fuck was it called? Sorry for What? Yeah, really, really solid project. Wasn't exactly what I was looking for from him, but I can always appreciate a good Tory cut, man. So let me see. Look at the track list again. I don't even remember.
Yeah, give me your faves.
Names of the records. I want to say No More Parties in LA was really good. Why Did I think he dropped a video for that one.
I hate when I low-key hate when artists name songs after other popular songs. So I'm just like,
yeah, but the song didn't have nothing to do with
I know. Even if it didn't have anything to do with it, it's just like now when I look up one, I might find the other, and I'm just like, I don't. Whatever. That's a me thing. That's a me problem.
You know, Tory love referencing other songs.
That's right.
For sure. It's kind of his whole thing. But yeah, solid project. Nothing really to write home about. Good production, good songs. Not really.
I want another Chicks
tape. It probably isn't right. It isn't a Chicks tape.
I want another Chicks tape. Like right now. I would love another Chicks tape to drop.
Here's the thing. Give him 2 weeks, he can make one.
Facts.
Like, he's that good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy. What's your favorite Tory Chicks tape record? I have mine off the top of my fucking head.
I'm not too I haven't listened to like all of them. I'm not gonna say I'm not a big Tory guy, but I haven't listened back to.
Well, you know what he does? He just does the flips.
Yeah.
He just does the flips. The Proud Family flip was impossible, bro.
Yeah, that was crazy.
It was impossible, man. That's one of the coldest fucking.
Is that off 3?
90s. I think it was 3. Yeah.
2? Yeah.
I think it was 3.
That same one had the You Don't Know My Name on there, like the You Don't Know My Name flip. 4 was pretty.
Tape 3 might be the best.
I think 4 was my first tape. Because that was the one with that started off like the trade with Jagged Edge.
Trade It All.
Yeah. I like the one that he did.
Proud Family was Chicks Tape 4, actually.
It was? Okay, then Chicks Tape 5 might have been my first one. Let me look it up. Because like there was one there was the first one that like
you had to go back to the Proud Family one.
I'll tell you right now. Yeah, Chicks Tape 5 was my first. Yeah, the trade, Blowing Minds. I have them all saved, but I'm sure you love the one that he did with Dream.
Yeah,
Love Your Gal.
the shit he did with
the Fargo Splash Waterfalls with Ludacris, bro. Crazy.
The one he did with Pain, the
I'm Sprung.
Sprung flip.
Oh, Jerry Sprunger. I love that one.
Yeah, that shit was in the clouds, man. That shit was out. That shit was out there.
He's good, man.
Yeah.
The kid is good.
Yeah.
You know?
I think that was like my first like consistent Tory album. And I was like, damn, does he do that with all like once I found out that this was like a thing, like Chicks Tape was all like this, I went back and listened to all the Chicks because I was like, yo, he's flipping it like why? Like this is crazy, you know? And he's putting the artist on the songs. That's crazy, you know? I love that.
Yeah, and they're always like about a different girl type thing. The stories are very simple, but just, you know, how there's always a theme. There's the Keisha, there's Jalissa. You know what I mean? Like, there's always like a girl that he's talking about.
Yeah,
on the song.
Which makes me think, how did he get all these people to participate if he's really that much of a shithead?
Because people are going to participate in anyone's fuckery. Like, literally, you can go on Twitter right now and just say something ridiculous and get retweets if you have enough people following you.
This PS5's in all the stores.
You want to talk about some shit? You can apparently sell a $10,000 package for a bitch to just tell you that you ain't shit and that you eat too fucking much, and you pay $10,000 for that. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, people will pay for anything, man. People will follow someone's bullshit to the ends of the earth. Yeah. So, you know, it's just something that happens. Yeah. It's the kind of age we live in, I guess.
Yeah. Anybody else drop? I haven't really listened to that much.
Not really albums, but a couple songs. I was playing a couple of them before we started recording. Actually, I think he dropped an album, Ransom.
Okay.
He's always dropping. You know, one of my favorite artists out of New Jersey. He dropped This Life Made Me. The producer, he's a big. What I love about him is like, and I know we talked about how we love like, you know, producers who just tag up with an artist to make a whole project. Seems like he's just been doing that. I think he did it with Derringer, Nick Craven. He had like 3 or 4 different cuts out albums that he did with him. So I love when he does that. And because every single time he does, it seems like he really gets in the groove with that producer. They really sit down and they talk about what sound they're going for specifically. And I feel like Ransom over the years, these last like 2-3 years, has really found his sound and it's really like put his claim in as like one of the best MCs out of the East Coast.
Yeah, I love Ram, man. I think he's a great artist. I think he's probably known more from most people for like some early Joe Budden beefs.
Yeah.
But he's definitely like reinvented that part and just kind of become
he looks great now.
Yeah. One of the just coldest motherfuckers out there still rapping. You know what I'm saying? So for sure.
Great project. Like every is a great, well-made project.
Yeah.
For sure.
LUJ dropped a single, Risen.
Yes.
It's pretty dope. Listen to that.
Really dope too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Phony People dropped the song Nowhere But Up. Trendell hipped me to the song. It was sampled. What was it again?
Didn't Mean to Turn You On by Sherelle.
Didn't Mean to Turn You On. Yeah. So I was telling like, yo, they don't even try to hide these samples no more, man. It's just right there in your face.
How'd you listen to that shit later and you'll be like immediately like, damn, they really did just copy paste. Let's do this.
It's a jam though.
It works. It works. Like if you can do that and get that shit cleared, by all means. Like I'm
sure Sherelle has no problem with it too.
Yeah, it's facts, So I like Phony People though. That's a band, right?
Yeah. Were you the one who put me onto them?
I don't remember.
You showed me the one Crumble, song, like, I think.
You're gonna
Way too far. Yeah, way too far. And then I listened to Why I Love the Moon.
Yeah, music video where it's like it's like just a crane shot up in that building.
Or was it? No, I think I think I played the song Why I Love the Moon, and then you showed me you've heard them before, and then you showed me the Way Too Far video after.
Yeah. I
think it was on a podcast actually.
Probably.
Really funky group, man. Really funky vibes. They got a couple big collabs. They got a Meg collab, Joey Badass collab. Good music though. Really good music.
Anything coming up? I can't think of anything else coming up. Still waiting on Beyonce to talk about stuff. I know me and Hod, we talked about like albums that have come out throughout the year that we kind of like might have stopped talking about as much. But like I have an idea for eventually we should like do a Patreon only, or even on the pod we could talk about like some of the best albums. Like do like remember when we did for the top 10 Christmas songs? We should do like a top 10 of albums that came out this year. We should like put them in. I feel like
so there is a good number coming out. Shit, goddamn, a lot of people are dropping
for a quarter.
Shit. Okay. Start from the top. YG album just dropped as well. We didn't get a chance to talk about that or listen to it.
I haven't heard that yet.
But I heard it was really good. There was a controversy because he had a song on there called "How to Rob." That was it was basically how to rob a rapper, and a lot of people were like,
"Too soon.
Why would you put this song?"
Not the time.
Yeah. But I mean, that shit was literally fucking turned in by the time that shit happened.
And it's a reference. That is like a whole song before that. It's not like he made that song. Like
right, exactly.
Yeah.
So you obviously got the Quavo and Takeoff shit coming tonight, actually.
They come out with a whole album?
Listening to this. Yeah, only built for Infinity Links. The cover is them. It looks like the Outkast cover. I don't know if you got you guys should definitely Google Stank on You.
That's actually they did a Stank on You reference for Raekwon, or is that was that a Raekwon album?
Only built for Cuban Links?
Yeah,
that's Raekwon.
Oh, I thought they would have recreated that album cover.
Is this is this
a
Migos
two people
album?
On that album cover too? No,
because is Neff and Few or whatever the name is now?
I don't know if that's what they're going by, like going forward.
It just say Quavo and Takeoff.
Okay,
but yeah, they got a song on there. I heard the clip. where they redid So Fresh and So Clean. It's a fire sample, man. It's good. It sounds really good.
I'm curious how they did that. I'll check that out.
Yeah, I would check it out. Let's see. That comes out on the 7th. You got Lil Baby dropping on the 14th. NBA Youngboy, I don't know how much we run into that, but
they did kind of reference it still.
Jeezy's got a DJ Drama mixtape coming out. And then you got Drum. This is all just in October. And Jacquees is supposed to be dropping.
Nigga, fuck.
King
of
I wish
R&B
I
said
back.
it, bro. I was just about to say earlier. I was like, yo, where the fuck is Jacquees?
King of R&B back.
I was literally about to say, where the fuck is Jacquees? He dropping an album or a single?
Album, it looks like.
Yo, I wish I would have said it. Like when we were talking about Tory, I was like, yo, in other news, where the fuck is Jacquees? The self-proclaimed king of R&B.
King of R&B. Oh, and Joyce Reese is also dropping an EP tomorrow.
Joyce Rice.
Here we go.
What's your cousin, my nigga?
Here we go. Joyce Rice. She's dope. I really like her music, so I'm interested to hear that.
Yeah, she's good. Any revisiting old projects? Yeah, I'll be listening to other shit too. Because eventually, I talk to you next week, probably, or not. Whenever we record next, about the Dream album that you wanted me to listen to.
You can't really miss any of his first, like up until 2012. You can't really miss.
Yeah.
Did you do it? You've listened to him already, or no?
I told you. I listened to it the night of. I told you.
You listened to the first one though.
Oh, you want me to listen to 2?
The whole discography, nigga.
Oh shit! You gotta do some homework. You gotta do some homework for me too, nigga. I need you to listen to Sylvia Demo again, bro. Because you don't like Isaiah Rashad.
I'll do it.
Actually, I'll send you a tape because Isaiah Rashad, I've been listening a lot lately to. He dropped like something called For the Vibers. It's like a unreleased tape, I guess, of just a bunch of songs, I guess, that didn't make it to The House is Burning. And I don't know, I like it. So I might send that out to y'all. Maybe I could check that out if y'all like, if y'all care, like listening to
I want to hear that shit. I want to hear the music that he intended to get audiences with. I don't want to hear the stuff for people who already like him. Because again, Sylvia Demo tape did nothing for me.
It's crazy.
It did nothing for me.
One of my favorites, but okay, I feel you.
I just couldn't get with it. And the thing is, I was in because I'm a TDE guy.
Yeah, I hope you need to do shrooms and then listen to that shit.
Maybe,
please.
I definitely be too sober when I listen to albums mostly. I'm definitely like probably more into like Young Nudie and shit like that, and I just be too sober to deal with it, you know.
Yeah, sure.
So like, no, man, I need lyrics. I need boom bap and shit. Like, nah, nigga, you need to be drunk. You need to hear this shit in the club. You need to see a bitch on the other side of the room shaking her ass, and then listen to it. It's like, oh, okay. I see where they was going with this. You know what I'm saying?
All right. Well, we can get into shout outs and shut ups and then share songs and get up out of here. So, I'll go first with my shout outs and shut ups because I can't think of any shout outs, but I know I definitely have a shut up / fuck you. And my fuck you is going to the Elsewhere space, or at least the Elsewhere space security in New York City. They recently got into a debacle with one of my up and coming favorite artists, Pink Sifu. He performed with Fly Anakin. I don't know if y'all know who that is, but he had a show with him at Elsewhere Space, and security bruised this nigga up. Like he was trying to. Apparently, the story is one of the headlining artists, I guess, was on stage, and his family, like I think his mom and his daughter were in the stands, but the daughter was like 2 years old. I don't know what was going on. I guess they were trying to like kick them out. I guess she couldn't have the kid there or something was going on. And, Pink Sifu was like kind of like saying, yo, this is the headlining artist's family, like let them chill, like they let them be. Like don't kick her out. Like this is literally his family. And he had, I guess, a joint in his hand or some shit. And so the security's like, yo, mind your business and also put that shit out, you know? So like obviously it just turns into a confrontation. Security, security does too much, taking a job way too seriously, and they end up like getting into a whole debacle. He shared recently pictures of the bruises that he had from the security and said he wouldn't perform there ever again. And he said he's performed there 6 to 7 times before. And this is the first time it's ever been like this. So yeah, fuck you to whoever was working security that night. Apparently, it was one of the supervisors or some shit that was going on. But that shit's not cool, yo. Like, if you really care about the artist, and we talked about this before, like, chill. Like, why are you doing this? Why are you causing a scene and taking shit too seriously to where you gotta bruise people up and like put your hands on people and kind of make an example? Like, it's just not cool, man. It's not cool to me. So yeah, but shout out Pink Seafood. I think he handled that pretty well in terms of like, you know, I'm glad he wasn't like severely hurt, you know. But he took it to social media. He's letting the people know what's really going on. You know, the headliner artist even came to his aid and said, "Yo, thank you for defending my family. You know, I feel bad because this happened because of that, but thank you for doing that." And yeah, nah, that's where my fuck you goes, elsewhere space, you know. And I actually thought about going to that show too, you know, because I fuck with Seafood and I wanted to see him because he was in Brooklyn for a while. So
both of y'all niggas really got beat up by security together. Mm-hmm. But anyway, continue. My bad.
Nah, get it out. You good? You got?
I'm straight. Man.
You good?
I'm straight.
All right, wait. So yeah, nah, that's where my fuck you goes. I don't think I have any real shout outs. I guess the shout out goes to Sony because they owe us a fucking check, because ever since, you know, we had that part about Homie Court, niggas been sending me pictures of them with their PS5s or walking into the store seeing PS5s. And so it's almost like, you know, a catalyst. I see like an influx of PS5s in the stores all of a sudden, and people copping them just to prove a point, or just to help prove my point that this nigga reading too much of it to the internet. And so yeah, I don't know. I just feel like they owe us a check of some sort. Yeah, I don't know if I had any more. I don't think there's any more shout outs. Yeah, I'm good. We can move forward.
Shout out. I don't think I have any shout outs. I don't think I have anything serious either, but fuck you to my fantasy team. All of them. All 3 fantasy teams. All doing
Double
awful. That. 2-2 in one league, but I'm not happy about that team. 1-4 in the team that I thought was the best team that I had, and then 1-4 in another league that I just don't even give a fuck about anymore, because fuck, everything's going wrong over there. So yeah, fuck fantasy football. Fantasy football gods have it out for me this year. And yeah, it's not looking good. So
yeah, present for Tua, dog, because that whole shit was nasty. That whole situation was pretty nasty.
The way the team handled it was pretty nasty. He shouldn't have been out there. Somebody got to look out for him. Teammates, somebody on the staff. He shouldn't have been playing in that game. Yeah. He shouldn't have been back in the first game against the Bills. He shouldn't have been playing at all 5 days later.
Yeah.
I saw the Tua clip, and yeah, man, that shit was pretty gross. Man was on the ground throwing up gang signs.
It's not funny.
Seizing up.
I hate how you phrase it. Like
That's not funny.
I really hate how you phrase that like that.
Nigga turned into a rolling 60 crip just on the floor. It was crazy. Nah, hopefully he's all right, man. You know, they went and fired the quack who sent him back out there. It was apparently an independent consultant for the Miami Dolphins.
I doubt it.
But it's just like
I doubt it. That sounds like
exactly.
Sounds like a fall on the sword type of person.
This is very goofy. Like, come on, y'all was wilding on this. And so, you know, prayers up to Tua. I'm not a big like prayers up. I don't like when people say prayers up when athletes get hurt, because
bruh.
It's just not my favorite thing. They're fine most of the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, most of the time they're fine. Like if when who was it? Somebody broke his leg in like the first game of the season.
Paul George, yeah.
When Paul George broke his leg the first game of the season, everybody was like, "Oh my God, this is horrible." Thoughts and prayers,
bro,
to Paul George. And it was just like, He's fine. Like literally.
No, he's not. Nigga, his whole bone was outside of his leg.
Niggas break their legs.
I was sitting there like, yo, get up. Walk it off.
Nah, it's not even that. I know it's a serious injury.
Put somebody
okay.
Put yourself up by your
him breaking his leg is not the same as like one of us breaking our legs. Like it's just not the same, bro. Even if I broke my leg, is it gonna hurt? Absolutely. But
Paul George isn't gonna care.
Paul George is not gonna care. And then also,
but if somebody on the sidewalk saw you break your leg, they'd be like, "Oh my gosh," they would care.
It depends on how I broke my leg.
It's like, no, lady, I'm gonna be fine.
Like, I'm literally gonna be okay. I literally have insurance.
niggas will literally get on their knee and like do this and like start. Get up, bro. Like, what is wrong with y'all? He broke his leg.
Fucking dick.
You break your leg when you're 6. Bro, you're such like a it dick, happens.
Bro. You're such a dick.
It's goofy. My thing is, look, can Paul George, after he goes into rehab and bone is repaired after a few months, can he go to Six Flags? If you can go to Six Flags on your own volition, I'm not praying for you, bro. Like at all. There's no reason. You need my prayers,
nigga,
bro.
You can
go to Six Flags. You can go to Six Flags whenever you want. I'm not praying for you.
This thing out here gaslighting niggas that break their fucking legs on.
I'm not. I'm just personally not doing it. Y'all can. I'm not doing it. He's fine.
Certified hater. Here I thought I was being a hater on a lot of shit, but you certified for real. Like you need a hoodie that says certified hater for real. Or a t-shirt or some shit.
Certified
y'all don't really be praying. Y'all don't really be praying. Y'all write that.
Here we go, bro. Here you go project it.
Y'all don't really be praying.
It's going crazy. You got any shout outs to shut us, bro?
No, I'm good. I don't have any strong opinions this week.
Thank God. All right, let's get into some music. Dan, what you got for us this week, man?
I'm going with a local artist. He's making some noise out here. He's trying to get about the hood, get about these Miami streets.
You're not selling this well, bro. Like, try again.
Bro. Miami got some pockets, son. Broward.
Yeah, Broward's not good. But is he from Broward? I don't know if he's from Broward, but no, he's from Miami. One of my coworkers went to school with him. So this is Denzel Curry. He's already established. I would like to say actually,
for sure.
Yeah, he dropped an album earlier this year. Melt My Eyes, See Your Future. I liked it. I liked it a lot. I don't think we covered it at all. Or we talked about it at all. I talked to you about it at all, Trendell. But I like this album a lot. He dropped an extended version. I'm typically not the type of guy who's gonna rush over to the extended version of anything, but like he has like a whole like live band thing going now. So he has like a band in the back of like basically all his tracks while he's performing them. Brings a totally different vibe. He calls a lot of these the cold-blooded soul version. I mean, that definitely caught my attention when I saw it drop. So this is X-Wing, the cold-blooded soul version.
Say it like this, Posh. You are now tuned into Wicked Radio. All these beats go dumb in the stereo, but I'm just too smart for the radio. Masked up like a young Rey Mysterio. Mask out when I'm back in the studio. Mac ain't make it to 27. Pac ain't make it to 26. Big ain't make it to 25. It's only right that I gotta get rich. Cut niggas off and I cut niggas out. Niggas thirsty for help, it's a motherfucking drop. Niggas envy when you're famous first. They don't know what they name is worth. Please excuse my grammar. See my ops been filled with Anna. This game like Home Depot, cause they got keys, hoes, and hammers. Niggas, gangsters, killers, and scammers. We was out dodging bullets and cameras. When you broke, niggas won't throw slander. Get money, now your ass can't stand us. I want a whole lot of green and a pair of nice jeans. Chopper with a new beam and a pair of ice creams. Ever since I was a teen, I've been focused on the green with the rose and the kicks. Hey, let's go. Yeah, I don't want a car, I want an X-Wing. I'm just on to the next thing. Going over there and had the best things. Now my diamonds on my neck. Hey, I don't want a car, I want an X-Wing. I'm just on to the next thing. Going over there and had the best things. Now my diamonds on my neck. New mind state and a new spot. Fuck a TikTok, bought a new watch. In my time now, with my G-Shock. Bird coat fresh off a Sasquatch. Told me to keep it PC. Nah, nigga, I'ma let the back pop. Everybody wanna be the man. I'm the nigga counting money in a backdrop. Oh shit, it's a nigga slicker than some lubricant. Young exuberant, moving through the city where your Uber went. Am I killing it or am I losing it? Instead of counting sheep, I count dollars. Riding high Chevy Impala. If I make that bitch an inch taller, then I upgrade to a Skywalker. Rapidly, I'm top tier. Kill a game, then drop tears. Gassed up, I'm scarecrow. I reveal your worst fears. Niggas work hard till they on Star Island, but I won't stop till I on Star Island. Money stacked up and I just keep piling. Drop top and shield out at 5,000. I don't want a car, I want an X-Wing. I'm just on to the next thing. Let's go. Going up and then had the best thing. Diamonds on my neck. I don't want a car, I want an X-Wing. I'm just on to the next thing. Going up and then had the best thing. Diamonds on my neck. I don't want a car, I want an X-Wing. I'm just on to the next thing. Going up and then have the best thing. Diamonds on my neck. I don't want a car, I want an X-Wing. I'm just on to the next thing. Going up and then have the best thing. Diamonds on my neck.
Tune into Wicked Radio.
So that was Denzel Curry, X-Wing, the cold-blooded soul version, man. Bring back live bands, bro. Bring them back. Bring them all the way back. Bring them back into the studio and start recording with them. I miss this type of sound in the studio. Like, it brings me back to the Conga Head days, kind of, you know, just having that live band around. It just brings a different feeling to the track when you hear it in a live setting rather than, you know, everything's pre-recorded and you know, like juiced up and you know, changed up and all and tuned around and everything. I love this track. I love this whole album, man. I love Denzel Curry. I always love his aesthetic. You could tell just based off of this cover album itself, for, you know, people who are looking on Patreon right now, this is very anime based. You know, you got the Japanese words on the side. It gives me very much like Cowboy Bebop vibes, and you guys know how much I love that show and you know where it stands for me in terms of the anime tier and totem pole. So yeah, love to Denzel Curry, Miami's finest, or one of Miami's finest.
Yeah, man, shout out Denzel Curry, man. Yeah, I love that, bro, and I love his flows. Like that's one of the things that stuck out for me listening to this album was like the amount of flows that he got on this is crazy. Like even very in this song, yeah, even in this song, he kind of like has like. I kind of got like a Juicy J feeling there. Like a lot of his like later flows, it's kind of like almost like a song like how Juicy J would approach the track. So shout out to him, yo. I really fuck with his album, that too. Yeah, we never really did talk about that, but I liked his album. Yeah, shout out Denzel Curry, man. I'm not gonna say much about this dude because I don't know much about him yet, but I know he's from Memphis. I got put on from this in a Twitch. One of my homegirls was having like a Twitch stream and just was letting people DJ. And one of her homies played this dude in the Twitch stream. And yeah, I'm just gonna play it because I was like, yo, I fuck with this. And it really made me like feel like I was like really need to get more into the R&B bag again, you know, because I've been in a dance bag, more the techno bag and stuff. So this is J Howell. Talk.
Love J Howell.
Off his Red Room album.
You are now tuned into Wicked Radio.
Got my head in the clouds, but my feet on the ground. I'm stuck in my feelings. Can't run from my feelings, no. My mind's override, but my heart's so deprived from holding my feelings. Is it wrong? wrong what I'm feeling. Let's talk about me, baby, and you, darling. Talk about love. Talk about you, baby. What about me, darling? What about us? Talk about love. I'm realizing, babe, and I feel it. Is it wrong for me to get in my head? Is it wrong for me to wonder what's next? So lonely, babe, and I miss you. Can't even see the scars you left. Don't understand the pain I felt. Talk about me, baby, and you, darling. Talk about love. Let's talk about you, baby. What about me, darling? Talk about love. Talk about us.
It go like Mathis, loving nasties. Shifted gas, tinted past, that's your backlist. Living lavish, low-key average. On the raft, on the move, at the passes. She just like it, she just like it. Like the hot shit, on the ride shit. Spite it, she not righteous. Want the prices, want the highest, I got it. Keisha, wrong. I just keep her folded, mama. No, I can't keep no hoes. Call my phone, I know that she going. Don't know where she going. She never alone. We never corrosive. Visa grab my life. My bitch it back to bone. She just might say a lie. My second pressure wrong. Might test the rolls. That second guess a song. That would've gone and roll like
me, baby, and you, darling. Talk about love. Talk about you, baby. What about me, darling? Talk about love. Talk about us. Me, baby, you, darling, love.
J. Howell, Talk, off the Red Room album, featuring Kyle Hippy. Shit's crazy, man.
Love that album. I love Faithful off of that album.
Yeah, Faithful. I gotta check that. I wanted to I love finding songs that I really, really like off an album and then finding out that they're attached to a bigger album and then I can just kind of listen to it as a cohesive project. I love that. I love that feeling. And he actually just dropped an album called Honest, I think, literally not too long ago. So check that out. Dope person out of Memphis. And yeah, man, that's what I got.
I'm gonna switch it up a little bit. Been listening to a lot of New York artists, a lot of the younger artists, and I don't even know where I got put onto this young lady, but I really like her sound. She's from Brooklyn. She kind of has like a new age Foxy kind of thing going on. I think she's dope. This is Lola Brooke featuring Billy B. Her song is called "Don't Play With It."
Violation.
Hey, come on.
Did you violate it?
Don't play with it, don't play with it, don't play with it. Don't play with it. I just want a roughneck nigga on the tongue. You just wanna send me automatic with a drum. Ask me if I'm finished, nah, bitch, I just begun. I ain't giving out no 90 to no nigga just for fun. Are you dumb? Run a man, I don't know no other man. Run it up. You fuck like 100 niggas just for 100 bands. What? I don't even got me 100 bands. Shit. I'm still gonna make me 100 M's with 100 plans. Give me peso, extendo. I carry bitches just like I'm Prego. Beat around with nigga called Pedro. Suck a nigga, shoulda knew it from the get-go. Don't play with it, don't play with it, don't play with it. Come on, baby, don't play with it, don't play with it. Just lay in it. Spin all day in it. My hitters don't play with it, don't play with it, don't play with it. They stay with it. I'm okay with it. When they come to me, they don't play with it.
Wizzy on me, yeah, that's something that I stay with. The Brooklyn bitches, they ain't really nothing to play with. Bitches steady chatting, when I ran down, she ain't say shit. My hitters gon' bang quick, fuck around and get dangerous. Bitches acting like bimbos, stomp a bitch in my Timbos. Hoes know I ain't playing games, no Xbox, Nintendo. Real bitch, no floor shit, I stand on it, that's 10 toes. Pulled up in the big body with the dog tints on the window.
He said she's so sweet, they gon' wanna lick the rapper.
Let them taste the pussy, then I can come out right after. Got these niggas vexed, cause I curve them when I want. Get his wig pushed back if the nigga tried to fall like
Don't play with it, don't play with it, don't play with it. Come on, baby, don't play with it, don't play with it. Just lay in it. Spin all day in it. My hitters don't play with it, don't play with it, don't play with it. They stay with it. I'm okay with it. When they come to me, they don't play with it.
I gotta figure out why all these drill records be so short. Sleepy Hollow put out a song. It was called 2 Minutes of Pain. And it's just like, nigga, 2 minutes? That's it?
Why you hate? Why you hate?
I don't know.
Why you hating on, bro? Wait, maybe you want him to feel more pain? You want?
Yo, like if you gonna give me some pain, like give it to me. You know what I'm saying?
It's 7 minutes of pain, bro.
Whoa.
Hey, yo.
Yeah. But niggas used to
give you 7 minutes of hits.
10 minutes, you know what I'm saying? 15 minutes. You know what I mean? It's just like, yo, I'm gonna give him 2 minutes of pain right now. That's like 34 bars, bro. I don't know. That shit is just weird. But anyway.
You fucking crazy, man. Yeah, nah. I love how like New York artists always say, "Are you dumb?" in their songs. Cause it's like, if you ever ask me that, I'm never gonna say yes. Like, what you mean? Are you dumb? Like it's always rhetorical, right?
It's one of my favorite phrases.
Have you said it?
You dumb?
Or is it just for the girls?
Nah, I think that's for the girls, yeah.
Okay.
The words don't have genders.
I don't know. I mean, some shit be for the bitches, nigga. Definitely. Like, don't say it's giving to me, please. Like you personally, don't.
But what if it is giving?
In fact, giving.
If it's giving, then we know it's giving, but you don't have to say it. I don't need you to tell me it's giving. We should just know.
But can I say it's that for me? Like, can I say it's something for me?
It's the
it's the Phillies hat for me. Like I can't.
Absolutely. You know and I'm sure Damon would say, don't say that to him as well. Nah, bro.
It's the Mink Eagles hoodie for me.
I feel like it's the way that you're saying it too. I think we need
it's the spice.
It's the spice. I had a spice to it.
For me, yeah.
It's a little too zesty, my nigga.
Oh my god!
I think, but like, we should have shit. We should be able to like say shit. You know, men need more phrases too. We don't get a lot of niggas ain't giving us like a lot of good catchphrases. I feel like,
yeah, nah,
kind of sucks.
The women set the tone.
Where's the culture for us, man? Come on. Anyway, thank y'all for listening. Like I said, we'll be back on Patreon. The next episode will be coming out in the next couple of weeks. Hope you enjoyed this one. If you want to see us, patreon.com/because I am podcast. We're gonna be on there doing a bunch of fun stuff. I also want to do a little shout out because I forgot to bring it up, but finally, the bare minimum. Joe Biden out here pardoning people with I guess, quote unquote, low level drug offenses. That's, I guess, progress. He's going to pardon all federal, or he's like kind of, I guess, promising to pardon all federal offenses of simple marijuana possession, which I think is kind of important, especially right now where you can just go into a dispensary that's like built like an Apple store and buy the very drugs that niggas was getting locked up for just for having.
Fun times.
Yeah, crazy shit. But he's here. Also, we didn't get a chance to talk about it, but Kendrick was on what show was he on? Was he on the late night show? Which
SNL.
SNL. Okay, he was on SNL with Sampha, which is pretty dope. I didn't see the performance, but I saw Sampha's clip. But I didn't hear too much about his performance, but I'm sure it was great, because it is Kenny. So shout out to that. And
it was very basic. He didn't do much to it. But he's always interesting to watch because he's a performer.
Yeah, you don't see a lot of him these days. Yeah, we'll see y'all soon. If you're gonna miss us, go to the Patreon. We're gonna serve y'all up real nice. We're gonna be doing some great stuff on there. If you don't hear from us till then, happy Halloween. Be safe. Don't be out here going crazy. Check your kids' candy. Don't be trusting everybody. That's all I got. Enjoy fall, not just the aesthetic. Enjoy the whole fall. And thank y'all for listening.